Well, the first ever meeting between Deer Park and Clear Springs comes with a lot on the line tonight. Both teams 7-1, but both teams 5-0 in district. So a battle for first place as the 2024 regular season winding down here. Final home game for Deer Park, and they host tonight the Clear Springs Chargers. Mason Pratt here alongside Shane Creel. Deer Park coming off an impressive win. They controlled the game all 4 quarters last week down in Clute against Brazos Wood. Gave up some big plays, though, defensively. So despite how well the offense played, you know, there's a lot of tinkering probably throughout the week defensively.
Constant adjustments, constant changes on the Deer Park side, but that's a completely different animal, Brazos Wood to Clear Springs. The little bit of tape I've seen, and I'm sure you've watched as well, they are a solid, well-disciplined, well-organized, well-coached team, and it's going to take a full team effort, all 3 facets of the game, special teams, offense, defense, to pull out a win tonight. Deer Park has shown the ability to grow and change and get better and better as the season has gone on. So really excited for a hard fight tonight.
Chargers coming off a huge win last week at home, knocked off Dickinson 34-28. So just 2 teams remain undefeated here in 24-6A, and they will lock horns here tonight in just about 4 minutes. Throw it over for the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Well, on junior high night here on the 1st of November, always kind of a chaotic run through the banner to pregame here.
Only a few tumbled to the ground.
Yeah, that's one you'd much rather be one of the first kids through, because more and more kids falling towards the back end. You don't want to be caught up in that.
I saw Lion King. Scary.
But Deer Park Junior High, Fairmont Junior High, Deepwater Junior High, Bonnet Junior High, all well represented tonight. I think Deer Park Junior High outnumbers every other team about 2-1, I would think. They might have a bigger team than the other 3 combined.
Yeah, they might have suited up some of the band kids.
kind of juice up those numbers a little bit.
Yeah, you know, my home school of Bonnet, the Bobcats down there, they definitely did not have the same numbers.
But getting ready for the coin toss here. Kieselhorst coming off a big game last week. Efficient, I think 11 of 14 through the air, nearly 250 yards, 4 touchdowns to match a season high. He was letting it fly. Schroeder with a couple of second half touchdown receptions, but Kieselhorst had a deal, and we've talked about him with his. I feel like we've talked about more about his legs throughout the year than we have what he can do through the air.
And I think that's a little bit more maybe out of necessity with the legs, kind of taking it upon himself to really get that run game going. And they use him a lot in the run game, design runs. You know, you get the eye candy and the motion going one way, and then the puller and him going the other way. But he certainly was able to hand the ball off to some other guys last week that stepped it up in the run game big time. Action Jackson being one of them. And, I mean, there was a whole assortment of running backs that touched the ball and had success. But, like you said, spreading the ball around in the air as well was very good, very efficient.
And there you saw a long-time trainer here at Deer Park, Coach Jim Davidson, being recognized here before kickoff.
Still looks the same.
He does. Doesn't age.
He's got a little more scruff than whenever I played, but he still looks the exact same. You knew when you were getting your ankle taped up by him, it was going to be really tight.
Well, Clear Springs going to receive this opening kickoff. Number 5, Luis Tunkara. We might be calling his name a bunch tonight. We'll head back deep for the Chargers. A 3-star receiving prospect committed to the University of Arizona. He is back deep inside the 5. Probably going to avoid him at all costs, but also number 18, Sean Carter, junior wide receiver, back near the goal line as well.
Certainly want to avoid him.
Both teams 7-1, undefeated in 24-6A. And the final home game for Deer Park here in the regular season is underway. Line drive kick. Carter lets it hop, but it takes a bounce out of bounds. Going to be brought out after the penalty.
Well, I like the attempt, kind of going that coffin corner deep. Right there close to the pylon, just didn't quite have enough juice behind it to get it there. And we've seen him toe punch it. I say toe punch. We've seen him boot that thing a number of times, and he's certainly got the leg to do it, get it to the end zone.
Well, head coach Anthony Renfro.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, going to make Deer Park re-kick this one.
Okay, so maybe the toe punch comes out now.
Renfro, former defensive coordinator here at Springs before leaving for a couple of years. Went over to LaPorte. Came back and he's got the Chargers rolling, coming off probably their biggest win in the last several years over Dickinson.
Had some nice turnovers in that game. Able to really capitalize. Real methodical in that game as well.
Another kick, this one, Carter running up on it, fields it at the 10, runs towards Tunkara, reverses to him, takes a big hit at the 15. Fantastic. Coverage team not fooled there.
Number 90 right there, huh?
Big time hit put on by Benavidez.
Man, I tell you what, that was, I mean, he had a guy on his shoulder. So when you're sitting there trying to avoid the block and then you're still got your eyes forward and able to make a big time hit and wrap it up, really good job by that young man.
And it looks like Andre Jackson going to be matched up against Tunkara on the top of your screen in a huge height advantage.
Well, you'll see them go empty quite a bit here, and then I wouldn't be surprised if they shift into a little bit more of a tighter formation.
Julian Salazar, the quarterback, starts this one. Ball spot at the 14-yard line. Empty backfield look. Now going to motion in a man. Number 6, Adam Hawkins. Takes the snap. Benavidez, quick throw, curl route, pass complete to Carter. He's submarined right at the 20-yard line. Ethan Chavez coming up and making the stop.
Yeah, great solid tackle, but that's one of those things that teams like this will do is they'll have a free option there to the single receiver side, and if you've got a corner playing off, he's got free access to throw that quick hitch.
Twins to each side stacked, but there you will go on the ground. Up the middle, gets to the second level, and Hawkins on the carry picks up the first down, it looks like. Should be enough to move the chains. That'll move the sticks. Chargers going with some tempo here, early going. Salazar, 4 wide receiver set. Back on the ground again. Hawkins met in the hole for a short run. Nothing doing there. And number 46 coming in, Wojtek for Deer Park.
Yep, Wojtek and Adam White both kind of converging. Wojtek definitely made the first pop there, but not enough, or he got enough for the first. So
I guess they had third down and short there. I thought
yes.
they had it on the second down play, but they go quick little slant route. Passes complete up ahead to the 30. Pick up a 5. Fincher on the reception there for the Chargers.
That's one of those things where that kind of like slow mesh where he's actually going to pull the ball and throw it right there. Your outside linebackers start picking up on when it's going to be an actual handoff, when it's going to be a kind of a stab and throw, and they can get in some of those throwing lanes.
Salazar fakes the snap, looking left, loading up, going deep with a step and in and out of the hands. Great defense on the back end. Looking for the big play to Caden Field.
Well, I tell you what, right there, that's Olgwin, I believe, and he's been pretty solid all year. He's one of the guys that have really been impressed with the way he's come up and helped out in filling on run. Right there, he was beat, but he makes up ground and he times it perfectly with when the ball gets there and is able to strip that ball out.
Had an interception last week in the win over Brazos Wood. Now Chargers with a 3rd down and 5 from their own 31. Salazar, the senior, motions a man across. Going to roll the pocket. Loading up, and he's going to go deep for Tunkara. Jackson is there, batted away. Great
Perfect
coverage
defense.
Downfield. First time they go to Tunkara, and Jackson locks it down.
I'm telling you what, he's just got a great natural skill set there at the corner where his eyes are in the backfield. He's kind of pushing him towards the sideline, but he never lets him get a step. Stays on that inside shoulder, and then he plays the ball perfectly.
Yeah, with that head around, when he got into great position, he was able to swipe that ball down. Team high 7 picks on the season for Andre Jackson, the senior.
I don't know. I heard it might have been 8.
No. Schroeder back deep to receive the punt. That ball bounces in, and now Chargers going to get a huge play out of it, crossing midfield and taking it into the Deer Park 45-yard line. That ball had bounced all the way back to number 4, Zach Parrish, and he just took off with it.
Well, yeah, they short hopped the snap, and it's kind of hard to tell, but kind of the angle of going for the block angle versus going for the running straight through him type of angle left that entire left side of the field wide open as everybody else is falling back. And that's what we're talking about, though. Those all facets of the game right there. It's one of the big facets, special teams. Lucky break. I say lucky. Yeah. Unfortunate break for Deer Park.
New set of downs for the Chargers at the Deer Park 43.
Play clock, huh?
Yeah, I think they had started it a little early for the second quarter, but we're still here for the first down. They go on the ground. Straight ahead goes number 21, Corey Hosea. So Deer Park had a chance to get off the field, and usually when the snap on a punt is short hop like that, you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, you just never know what can happen whenever you lose. I mean, you lose contain like that. It should give you some. I mean, it was a great defensive stand.
Deep drop. Loading up, going deep downfield, looking for Carter, one-on-one. That ball batted away. Great coverage downfield. Ethan Chavez was one-on-one deep downfield against Sean Carter. And Chavez able to get a hand on it for the pass breakup.
Again, I mean, just great contested ball right here where they're getting their head around, where some of the times earlier in the year it kind of looked like they were playing chase and never really looking for the ball, and that's perfect way to do it right there, getting your head around, playing the ball.
3rd down and 8 now. 2 backs in the backfield with Salazar here. They'll go on the ground. Hawkins puts his foot in the dirt, cuts up field, trying to get at least half of it. The way that that play call, you would think that they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Definitely.
Contreras on the stop for Deer Park, sets up a 4th down and about 4 to go. With the ball at the Deer Park 38-yard line.
You know, they like to play the outside linebackers pretty wide to really help with the screens and kind of give those receivers some help. And once they rerun, they need to be collapsing quick to help on the run game here.
3 wide receivers, top of your screen. Salazar steps up into the pocket, takes off with it, and he is not going to get there. The Deer Park defense comes up big on 4th down.
It was a great defensive effort by multiple guys right there. Once they ran up the field, and he tried to kind of squirt out through the C gap on the right side, and you had guys collapsing on him and nowhere to go. That was just great disciplined defense.
Colquitt going to get credit for the stop. Great play from really that entire defensive line. They set up like there was a hole there, and then they saw him step up and able to collapse that hole quickly.
Yep, that's what you like on your defensive ends. Once you get level, you got to get ready to slow it down right here.
And this is a unit I thought played the best defensively last week. The defensive line had a great game last week against Brazos Wood.
Yeah, absolutely. They all really were kind of highlighted in that game. It's good to see, I believe that's Bailey, able to get off on his own. He was one of the ones making a lot of plays last week, too.
Yeah, he along with Colquitt, Okanola, Thomas Johnson as well. 1st down and 10 for Deer Park on their opening possession from their own 36. Wyatt Lay gets the handoff along the left side. Nothing doing there.
Yeah, you never want to pass up a guy right there, and I couldn't tell if maybe the O-line just couldn't get up to a linebacker or what, but there were multiple guys standing there waiting for him with only one blocker.
Loss of a yard officially. Now Paradise going to go in motion. Hand it off. Stretch play, trying to find a crease. A little bit of a second level, and good run there on 2nd down. Christopher Brown on the carry. Picks up about 8.
Nice job. The whole O-line gets their feet moving laterally, and they're all working up. And then Chris Brown, just as a running back right here, just the vision and able to find a little seam, and then he puts his foot in the ground and gets upfield quick. And then when you got little guys trying to tackle running backs, you know, safeties and corners, that's always what you want, because it means more than likely you're getting some good chunk yardage.
3rd down and 2. 3 wide receivers bunched to the left. Now Martinez motions in. Play action look. Kieselhorst finds a man open for a 1st down. Saldana on the completion takes it into Chargers territory. Initially got hit at the 45. They're going to spot him at about the 48.
It was kind of hard to tell. I think it was maybe a little bit of a bobbling going on while he was being brought down. Might get a replay of it right here, but it's a great job by him sticking with the pass.
New set of downs, 1st and 10 at the Chargers 48. Play action, Kieselhorst double pumps, fires up the seam, and incomplete. Looking for Trey Martinez, double coverage there. Martinez thought there was contact, but no flag. Will bring up second down. Austin Ware in coverage for Springs there.
I like that. I like that call right there, going straight down the field, letting them get a taste of Trey Martinez's speed to be like, hey, you might want to slow down on your fill when you're coming up to tackle now.
Empty backfield here on 2nd and 10. Now, Aston Jackson motions in. Option look. Keeper by Kieselhorst trying to turn up field, and he's going to be going backwards here. Initially broke through the first contact, but was going backwards, and Clear Springs defense there to clean it up.
Yeah, it gets to a point sometimes where you want to do a little bit more than maybe you should, and a majority of the time these things kind of work out for Kieselhorst whenever he goes and does that kind of second move to try and maybe bounce outside or do something right there. Just the disciplined defense, they're all swarming, and you end up losing a couple more.
Wyatt Lay checks in at running back now. Motion up front and early movement along that offensive line.
It was more than the offensive line.
So that 3rd down and long going to get a little bit longer here. All pushed back to the Deer Park 43. 6:07 to go. Scoreless so far. Deer Park was able to get a stop on 4th down on Clear Springs. Deer Park trying to keep their opening drive going here. 3rd down and 19 to go, though. Kieselhorst fires over the middle and nearly intercepted. Luckily, it was not picked off. Logan Maxey, number 14.
A little bit of miscommunication there between Paradise and Kieselhorst, which you don't normally see much between them two. Paradise is kind of working a spot in the zone there, and right about the time he decides that he needs to move to a new spot is when Kieselhorst releases it. So nobody's home at that point. Lucky it wasn't intercepted.
So Deer Park going to be punting here. 2 back for Clear Springs, including Tunkara. High kick, and nobody calling for it. Deer Park going to get a fortunate roll of it here. Going to be down inside the 20.
Well, that's a win on special teams right there. Nice booming high kick. Allows everyone to get down there and cover, no return, and you're inside the 20.
Chargers back out for their 2nd possession, starting this one at their own 17. Salazar, the quarterback. 67 of 115 through the air on the season, 880 yards, just 9 touchdowns, but no picks. 1st down and 10. They go on the ground. Hosea breaks through the first level, and Deer Park still trying to wrap him up, but a good 8 yards there on 1st down for Springs.
They just go simple zone, but they kind of really widened out their receivers to try and really influence those outside linebackers, which it's doing. Once you read run, you got to get back into your run responsibilities here.
2nd and 2, back on the ground. Hosea up the middle again. Looks like he might be about a yard shy of the line to gain. No, they're going to give it to him. Far side official says 1st down. Chargers again moving quickly here. 1st down and 10. Another run play up the middle, puts a foot in the dirt and gets upfield quickly. That is a fast burst and a quick pickup of about 9.5 on 1st down.
Yep, the tempo can really kind of crush a defense at times whenever trying to catch their breath, trying to get their calls, trying to get which, if they're slanting or they're moving this way or that, and really got to get everything in on time.
2nd down, 1 to go. Deer Park showing blitz. 3 wideouts, far side of the field. Now they back out of it and just rush 4. Pass, boom, far side of the field, intended for Tunkara, but Andre Jackson read that one all the way and blows up that screenplay before it got going.
He's one of the best at reading those screens, and he's just begging people to throw it every single time. And it's just the way he sets up, the way his eyes are on the quarterback the whole time. And as soon as he sees him pop up to throw, he is triggering and laying a good hit right there.
Sets up a 3rd down and short. Sankara and Jackson going to go one-on-one. Top of your screen, 3 wideouts near side. But they go on the ground. Hawkins powers his way for the 1st down and more. Still going, breaking through tackles and taking it into Deer Park territory. Initial contact right near the line of scrimmage, but he picks up about 15 extra yards.
Well, you'll see some guys here throwing some hits, and he just plows through it. The problem is he's getting his pad level so low, and you got guys that are not bringing the arms, they're not wrapping up, and so he's able to just keep the feet moving.
False start penalty. Going to go against Clear Springs here.
You know, I mean, even if you don't get your pad level as low as the runner, when you're going to make a tackle, you got to be willing to shoot the arms and then drive your own feet and make sure that whatever happens next, whether you're gator rolling or what, you're bringing him down. You can't allow someone to bounce off of you as a defensive player.
1st and 15 following the penalty. Back on the ground for Hawkins. Stutter stepped, and that hesitation cost him. Great pursuit by the Deer Park defense led by Adam White.
Oh, yeah, great job. I mean, he set the edge right there. He didn't allow himself to kind of get sucked in to where he can bubble it outside, and then it allows everybody else to kind of pursue.
2-yard loss on the play. White set the edge, and Benavidez coming from the backside making the stops. 2nd down and 17. Setting up a screen, getting away from the pressure and still looking downfield, and he will just go out of bounds, does Salazar, near the line of scrimmage.
Linebackers right there really helped out because the defensive line, you know, when you're getting that kind of that scot-free release,
yeah.
Uh-oh, something's happened. Linebackers did a great job of kind of seeing it, and they're all flowing with those with the back and the receivers and nowhere to go with the ball.
3rd down and 19 for the Chargers. Ball at their own 47. Salazar with 4 wideouts. Tunkara, top of your screen, but he looks right. Salazar loads up. First read isn't there. Buying time. Takes it himself. Takes a hit at the 45. Contreras giving Salazar just a little reminder that the defense is there.
Yeah, that was a great job. Good defense. I mean, you've got some yardage to give up. You don't want the big play, which is kind of what they're looking for right there. So, and, you know, Salazar, correct?
Yeah.
Coming up.
Contreras for Deer Park.
Contreras, okay, yeah, Contreras. That's who I'm talking about. He did a great job. Once he sees he's on the run, he's taking an angle, he's meeting him on the sideline, and letting him know, hey, look, we're going to hit you too.
And back out comes Zach Parrish, the punter. Had a big run last time. This is a good snap, and he'll boot it away. Jackson back deep for Deer Park. Not going to let this one. It's going to roll out of bounds. Just rolling right along that sideline. It's going to be spotted out at the Deer Park 4. Great punt by Parrish.
Fantastic punt. The referee can't see. That went into the end zone. I said I was going to take it easy on the refs.
And here we are, not even through the first quarter.
Just wishful thinking takes over.
Literally one of the last things before we went on. Second possession for Deer Park offensively. Brown, the running back, going to start this one. Paradise, offset look in the backfield. They go on the ground for Brown. Takes a big hit right near the line of scrimmage. Tough 2-yard gain there, maybe. Tried to kind of hurdle over that pile up near the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it kind of looked a little awkward going down. Good to see him just pop right back up. Give them a little bit more breathing room.
Talon Setall checks in. Missed last week's game. He'll be the one in motion here on 2nd and 7. Back on the ground again for Brown. Good hole, trying to bounce it to that near sideline. Gets out past the 10. It'll be a 3rd and manageable as we roll inside of 2 minutes here in the opening quarter.
Do the same thing. Tell you what, I'm just waiting for him to get that little burst where he really is able to open up his gate and get going, because he's making it through the first initial line here. You get into the linebacker and safety territory.
They're down 2 to go. Offense looking towards the sideline. Brown now shifting to Kieselhorst's right. Freshman tight end Calhoun in motion as well. They're going to roll the pocket. Kieselhorst fires upfield. Pass complete for the first down. Martinez on the reception. Picks up a new set of downs for Deer Park. Austin Ware makes the stop defensively.
Well, I don't know a nicer way to put this, but ballsy call. I mean, that is just
gutsy. Could be.
Oh, okay, gutsy. There you go. That was just a 3rd and 2. I mean, I think everybody in the stadium's thinking they're going to run the ball. You're down there at your own 8-yard line or whatever.
1st and 10. Little hitch route, far side of the field, in and out of the hands of Schroeder, and it falls to the turf to set up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Schroeder might have heard some footsteps right there. You know, guys right on him, bearing down on him. You like to think that someone like Schroeder pretty used to that and can bring it in.
Had a good game last week, like we mentioned, a couple of touchdown receptions in the second half in that win over Brazos Wood. 2nd and 10 here for Deer Park. Ball at their own 27-yard line. Wyatt Lay has come on at running back. And more whistles come in. And more movement up front. Going to cost Deer Park.
That's one of the things we've seen in the last couple of weeks that they've really improved on is kind of the penalties, as far as, you know, pre-snap penalties, right? So definitely don't want to fall back into that routine from earlier in the season.
Yeah, it's something that they had done a good job of cleaning up. 2nd and 15. They're going to motion Martinez out of the backfield. Setting up a screen. Pass complete to Setall. Crossing all the way across. Staying on his feet. Picks up about 5 to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe about a half-yard more.
He crossed back across the field there. Ran into the loving embrace of his own offensive lineman who helped him get that final yard. Yeah, he's been missed. He's really good at running those receiver screens where you're kind of running back into trash, as we like to call it, where the defense, there's some big boys on the inside right there. You got to really have some courage to go running full speed back into that direction.
Yeah. 3rd down and 9 to go for Deer Park. Deep drop. Springs comes with a blitz. Kieselhorst breaks, contained, and he's off and running, crossing the 40. Crossing midfield and still going inside the 40.
What are you?
And it's going to be a 1st down, but not nearly enough, or not going to be the yardage it could have been. I think they're going to get set off for a block in the back on the back end of this play.
Not even that. He's coming back towards the ball. It's like you can't do that. Everyone knows you can't come back towards the ball like that and block. And I guess you see a big play and you want to do whatever you can to help. But, man, that is just
personal foul. Blindside block. Number 1. Offense, 15 yards, spot of the foul. 1st down.
Well, it is a new set of downs for Deer Park, but Kieselhorst stepping up and had lots of running room.
And this is probably their single best play all year long, where he drops back and then does what he does. And you kind of see it on the back end of the replay where he comes back towards the ball and lays a block. That was fun stuff whenever back in 2001, whenever I was playing. I used to love it. You go snipe somebody coming back towards the ball.
Oh, yeah.
It has been outlawed for a while now, and you cannot do that.
Well, the first 12 minutes in the books, and we haven't solved a thing. We are tied at 0 here, and we're going to toss it to commercial break. You're watching Deer Park football on the Deer Network.
Community First TR is open 24/7 with little to no wait time. Our friendly medical team is standing by waiting to provide you concierge-level medical care. Caring for our Deer Park athletes is one of our top priorities. Community First DR is conveniently located on Highway 225 and East Boulevard. Community First DR is committed to putting your health, your community, and you first, every day.
In 1928, Shell moved to Deer Park and started operations the next year. This was the beginning of a lifelong partnership. Over the decades, the site and community have grown together and stepped up to the challenge time and again. Today, Shell Chemicals proudly produces the building blocks to transform our modern world. They give us the clothes we wear and the gadgets we enjoy. As our employees give back to the community, products made with chemicals care for us too. They help us see better and improve hygiene. Our site creates jobs and helps bring the community together, while chemical building blocks keep us connected, both virtually, physically, and inside our homes. Chemicals help make our world better, beginning right here in Deer Park, the birthplace of Texas.
Community First DR is open 24/7 with little to no wait time. Our friendly medical team is standing by waiting to provide you concierge-level medical care. Caring for our Deer Park athletes is one of our top priorities. Community First DR is conveniently located on Highway 225 and East Boulevard. Community First DR is committed to putting your health, your community, and you first, every day.
Okay, so take this right. Now pull into that parking space. Now put the car in park. Great, thanks so much. It's my lunch break.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy Sauced and Tossed Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Order now at Wingstop in Deer Park, 7730 Spencer Highway.
Back here at Hampshire Stadium, Deer Park taking on Clear Springs. And we open up the second quarter. Lay with a good, little bit of a nice hole along the right side. Picks up about 3 there on first down. Deer Park 7-1, Clear Springs 7-1. First ever matchup between these two. And both teams 5-0 in district, so a battle for first place here in 24-6A.
And you can kind of feel it almost between these two teams. I mean, there's been some great defense going on both sides of the ball. And that's something you really are encouraged by at this point of the season, just how much development's gone on.
Kieselhorst dropped it, going to throw up the seam, trying to make something out of nothing. Brown, the running back, had leaked out of the backfield. Wasn't anticipating that pass coming his way, I don't think. He didn't turn his head around, so 3rd down and 6 coming up.
You always got to anticipate the pass. Those backs are the ones that end up scoring, running down the seam all the time.
That's right.
You know who you got to throw to on the seam, right?
And he will line up along the left side. Paradise lined up along that tight end spot. 3rd down. Deer Park trying to convert. Kieselhorst has time. Goes up the seam looking for Setall. Trying to catch it in traffic. And that ball is batted away. Austin Ware got a hand on it as Setall was trying to bring that one in.
Tell you what, I don't know if you can throw a better ball. It skimmed a fingertip, and it landed right there for Setall to kind of have a chance at it. And but he had a guy on his back. So, that was just perfect. Right over the hands of one defender and right to Setall. But the defender, like I said, was on his back, batting at it immediately. So it would have been an absolutely miraculous catch if he did make it.
Booming punt.
All right.
Sends Parrish letting
Great
that one roll and takes a Deer Park hop, and it is going to die inside the 5, and a little extra contact towards the tail end of that one. But a long field now for Springs.
The punt for the Hurtado is down by
Like I said, we've seen great defense on both sides of the ball. We've seen some sparks on offense on both sides of the ball. But overall, both defenses are bending but not breaking.
Yeah.
So who's going to break first, I guess, is the question.
Both teams have been pinned back deep in their own half of the field as well. Now that Springs going to be starting this drive inside their own 5. So Salazar going to be taking the snap from his own end zone. Hawkins in the backfield with him. First down and 10. Quarterback keeper by Salazar. Met at the line of scrimmage. Adam White brings him down. And Salazar able to fall forward for a couple.
Yeah, nice little basically ISO right there where they use the running back to lead for the quarterback. Give them a little bit of breathing room.
Brings up second down at 8.
Second down. 2 in the backfield now with Salazar. Hand it off. Parrish looking for a crease. Cuts back towards the middle of the field, and good pursuit on the backside defensively for Deer Park. Another short gain.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want when you're defending zone like that is your backside defensive line and for your backside linebackers to make sure they're staying disciplined, because as that backside gap gets expanded, it invites the running back to make that cut and cut it back, and you got to be right there to meet him when he does.
Wojtek on the stop, and now third down and 6. 3 and out here for Deer Park could be huge. Salazar takes the snap. Looking right, has time, fires, pass off the hands and incomplete. Was looking for Carter and had a step, but just off the hands.
Yeah, it looked to be a really accurate throw right there, and I was kind of holding my breath for a second. And Deer Park, again, not much bend in that drive at all. I mean, they pretty much stuffed them other than the potential big pass on third down, but almost only counts in what? Hand grenades, horseshoes.
You got it. Parrish back on for his third punt. Gets the snap, gets it away. High, short kick.
Get
Schroeder
away. Get away.
telling his team to get away, and it takes a sideways hop out of bounds. And Deer Park going to have some nice starting field position here.
Well, that is the joy of just playing really good defense. Both defenses have had an opportunity to kind of pin the other deep. Deer Park really benefited more on their end by pinning them deep, going 3 and out, and then it's kind of a short punt. Now you got a short field to score on.
Deer going to start this one at the Chargers' 37-yard line. Just getting underway here in the second quarter. Kieselhorst motions Martinez, but keeper up the middle by the quarterback. Tucks his head and takes it down for about a 4-yard pickup.
I was just about to say, we haven't seen much of Action Jackson out there, and then he comes trotting on the field for
yeah, he'll come on, line it up in the slot to top of your screen. He had a big game last week against Brazos Wood as well. He motions into the backfield, going to get the call. Now a little reverse, back to Kieselhorst. Throws, caught by Calhoun, breaks through a tackle at the 15, and the freshman staying on his feet for the touchdown. No, they're going to mark him out.
Oh, nice little razzle-dazzle right there. It was a end around, fake the reverse, pitch back to the quarterback, and then he leaks out uncovered on this sideline. You see him kind of looking like he's going to block, and then he just sneaks out right there. Breaks 2 tackles.
Oh, stepped out there.
Come on, big guy. We need a better tightrope than that. Great job by him. Good play design by Coach Flynn. And
first and goal at the 5, and they go heavy here. Paradise in the backfield leading the way. Gamez untouched, cuts it back against the grain, and Deer Park on the board.
Come on, Deer Park fans. Let them know this is one of the things that really can deflate an opponent team and the opponent fans is if you get loud, your Their whole sideline's getting after it. Man, that was just well executed right there on the run in. Kicked out, and I mean, no linebackers, no safeties, nobody's home to even touch him.
Just striding in. Jimenez with a touchdown run from 5 yards out. And now Hurtado coming on for the extra point. Knocks it through to make it 7-0. So Chargers blink first. Deer Park taking advantage of the short field, capped off by the touchdown run.
Yeah, he just bent that zone back on the backside, and there was nobody home. Man, I want to tell you something. One of the things that I think is just potentially overlooked is how much the fans and your own sideline, the excitement and the energy that they can bring and what it does to the players on the field. It reminds me of Vandergrift when we played them in second or third round of, I don't know if this was 2018 or so. They suited up every single JV player they had, every single one of them. Their entire sideline was filled up with players, and they had those guys jumping and cheering and going nuts for every single play. And I'm telling you, when we're down there on the field coaching and the kids on our side, it was one of those things. It was a shock. It was like we had no energy because they were just sucking it out of the whole stadium, and they beat us that year. The very next year, you know, we ended up playing them again.
Yeah.
And the very next year, we suited up all of our JV, and we made them practice cheering every single play.
Love it.
So that we would have some energy. That's one of the things that we need right here with our great fan base is just a lot of good energy.
Carter and Tunkara back deep. And this one going right towards Carter. And again, going to give it to him on the reverse. Tunkara with a lot of running room out past the 20, holding on. Flag comes in. So 2 kickoff returns that have gone to Carter, and they've run that reverse for Tunkara both times. So,
well, I tell you what I really like, and I think what I really like is, despite the fact that they're getting the ball in his hand, look where their starting field position is.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have a penalty onto this. But, you know, you saw I was kind of plotting their pooch kicks.
Yeah, you were.
Number 12, the receiver.
I've been a critic of the pooch kicks because it hasn't been super successful.
Yeah.
And this is something that's just when you can kick it deep, give yourself as much time to get down there. Really, really big fan when you got field position is such a big part of the game too.
So following the penalty, Springs, another long field, starting this drive at their own 11-yard line. Salazar with 3 wideouts. Top of your screen, short side. They're going to go to Hosea. He's shown that quick burst.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have a hard time getting 4 or 5 yards a pop, really, just because of the way he drives his feet.
He's listed at 5'8". I don't know if I quite believe that.
He plays a lot bigger than 5'8", I can tell you that. Contreras right there had kind of a free shot at him, and Contreras went backwards.
Second down and 5, and motion should be backing up Springs. All that yardage that Hosea just got. Yeah, he's listed at 5'8", but he just kind of hides behind that offensive line.
5-yard penalty, second down.
Yeah, he might. I mean, physically, I see what you're saying. But when he's making contact, when he's making contact, he's going forward majority of the time.
So after the penalty, second down and 10. Hosea stays on. Play action. Salazar under pressure, avoids, loads up, goes along the sideline. Pass is complete, but another flag thrown back at about right near the.
We definitely have a lineman downfield, so that better be one of the calls.
Carter on the reception. We'll see if it stands.
76 was standing on the 21, 22-yard line.
But great pressure by Brody Bailey because they ran that play action. He didn't bite on it. And when Salazar pulled it back.
Eligible man downfield, number 76.
Got him. Can't do that, sir. That's such a hard thing for the offensive lineman, too. Anytime it's a busted play, it is just like, oh, you want to go just start finding someone to block, and then the next thing you know, you're 5-6 yards downfield. And then he throws the ball, and you're like, oh, dead gum.
Yeah, what would have been a 3rd down and short, instead going to be pushed back to a 2nd and 15. Ball back at the 6-yard line, empty backfield. Salazar takes the snap, quickly gets rid of it, pass complete, gets some of that penalty yardage back on the pass completion to Caden Field.
Nice sharp execution there by Salazar. You haven't seen a ton of pressure by the linebackers, bringing, blitz pressure. They've been kind of relying on the D-line to get that. Right there, though, they widen out Wojtek, and he comes right off the edge, kind of widened out like he does, and Salazar gets rid of it immediately.
3rd down and 10. Ball at the 11. And before the snaps come in, Deer Park going to take their first timeout of the half.
Have 2 remaining in the half.
Timeout on the field. Deer Park.
Community First TR is open 24/7 with little to no wait time. Our friendly medical team is standing by waiting to provide you concierge level medical care. Caring for our Deer Park athletes is one of our top priorities. Community First TR is conveniently located.
So far tonight, Springs just 2 of 6 on 3rd downs.
Community First TR is committed to putting your health, your
Luckily,
community, and you
credit to the Deer Park defense. A lot of the time, that has been 3rd down and long that they've been facing.
Yeah, I mean, just really doing a great job of keeping the down and distance in your favor if you're the Deer. You got to expect them to really start. I mean, not start. They've been trying to get to them, but continue to go after Andre Jackson, who's solo. Well, he's got a guy over the top now, but who is on top of Tenkara.
Well, actually, Tenkara on the sideline, and we haven't.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's not out here for 3rd down and 10.
Showing a corner blitz right here.
Salazar takes the snap under pressure. Now going to try and escape the pocket. Going to be tripped up from behind. No, not going to get there. Going to be brought down shy of the 20. Not going to be enough for the Chargers for first down conversion, rather.
Well, I tell you what, Andre Jackson was bringing it off the edge, and then he kept the energy all the way around the corner and pursued him, kind of made him stumble a little bit, so it gives everybody else time to come up. Another 3rd down stop by Deer.
Salazar comes up 2 yards shy of the first down, and once again, Parrish going to be coming on to punt. Schroeder standing at the Deer Park 45, waiting on it.
It's fake.
Parrish now just a little rugby-style punt, gets it away. And Deer Park, 2nd consecutive drive. They're going to start in Chargers territory. Parrish buying a little extra time to get his coverage unit downfield with the little scramble to the right.
Yeah, it always scared me whenever we did a rugby-style punt for a number of years, but we at least didn't have super wide splits like that where you're basically turning guys loose. That makes me a little bit nervous. I think anything that looks like you got guys running free makes me nervous. But he got it off.
7:14 to go in the half. Deer Park with a chance to build upon this 7-0 lead. Hand it off. Action Jackson turns upfield, the 40, now back out towards the sideline. Just that shiftiness on display. We saw it a lot last week against Brazos Wood. Perfect example of it there.
Yeah,
he just kind of sets up blocks and weaves in and out.
Yeah, he does. He really does. And if you're a defender, he's one of those guys that you can just tell when you're flowing with him that he has the ability to all of a sudden stop and go. So you're wanting to really kind of give him some respect, and he just kind of flows with it there and rolls all the way to the outside, and nice big pickup.
Picks up the first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Schroeder, the one in motion now, throws it to him. Schroeder loads up, a little double pass, looking for Settle down near the end zone, but just overthrew him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe Settle might have got into a little bit of collision because it looked like his timing on everything right there was a little bit behind.
We've seen Schroeder, sophomore, listed as a quarterback on our roster to start the year. We've seen him, but most of his duty has been at wide receiver, but he has thrown for a touchdown this season. 2nd down and 10. Empty backfield. Now Brown going to motion in. Kieselhorst, long throw, far side of the field, but it is complete.
Man.
On the pass completion to Senall, picks up about 9.
I don't know why I'm surprised every single time. I mean, he's got the arm to do it, but he's got levels right there. So he's got the back coming out of the backfield at the quicker throw, and he's wide open as well. But he's definitely going to always go, it seems like, for the deeper route.
Yeah.
And he made it to him. It was just
not
nice
much
throw.
of a check down guy.
No.
3rd down and 2 officially. Brown gets the call straight ahead, looks for Holtz, got it. The 1st down and more, trying to hold on to that football. Springs trying to rip it out, unable to do so. Deer Park with a new set of downs inside the 15.
Just the flow and the balance of this game is the best I've seen all year long. It's just really fun to watch the offense and the defense. It's the best I've seen all year long. And offensively, there's just a good amount of balance, good flow to the play calling. Just really nice stuff right now.
Martinez is going to line up in the backfield to Kieselhorst's left. Wyatt Lay to his right. 1st down and 10 at the 14. Kieselhorst fakes the give to Martinez, goes up the middle, doesn't like it, now tries to bounce it left side. Not a whole lot there, as Parrish, seen him mostly on punting duty, coming in from his more natural defensive position to make the stop on Kieselhorst.
Yeah, that was really good discipline on their side. Tried some stuff with the backfield, him kind of pulling it down. Nowhere, he's going the extra mile, trying to bounce it outside, but it's just nice, disciplined defense shuts it down.
Maybe about a half-yard loss on 1st down. 2nd. Now Kieselhorst buying time. Now cuts back against the grain and loses his footing, and he'll go back down at the 20 for about a 6-yard loss.
They were trying to run like a stop route or like a deep out with the #1 receiver on this side, and he's kind of making it look like he's going to go deep. But there's nowhere to really go deep for, so when he's playing at that depth, he knows you're going to break it off at some point. Well covered.
3rd down and long, setting up a screen. Pass complete. Lay with some running room, spinning down inside the 15. Well shy of the 1st down marker, but should make the field goal attempts much more manageable.
Brings up 4th down for Deer Park.
From the middle of the field, looks like it'll be just inside about a 30-yard field goal attempt for Hurtado. Good snap, hold is down. Hurtado's kick is no good, wide left.
Field goal attempt is no good. Clear Springs will take over 1st down and 10.
And Deer Park unable to take advantage of the great field position on that drive as they come away with no points.
They're still winning the field position battle right now, which is, I think, going to be, in the long term of this game, a indicator of who ends up winning. So keep on staying on this end of the field, you win the game, right?
Yeah. And once again, Springs not going to have Tunkara out there. I don't think we've seen him on the field since that kickoff return following the Deer Park touchdown. Springs starting this drive at the 20. 2 in the backfield. Hand it off to Hawkins. Goes back, cuts back against the grain, setting up great blocks, and now gets to the 2nd level and more. Long run for Hawkins. Takes it all the way up to the 40.
Really good vision on his part right there, and just the way he kind of bounced it and made one guy miss. I think backside, outside linebacker there miss, and then you're kind of off to the races.
Spot at the 19 officially. They go back on the ground. Hosea this time along the right side takes a big hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Great job right there.
Like Braden Garrow, the first one to make contact, number 92, and a couple other defensive linemen there to clean it up.
Oh yeah, he was moving right there. O-line kind of stepped laterally, and he was flying down the backside of the line of scrimmage and met him right there.
Back on the ground again. Hawkins stutter steps at the line and gets positive yardage out of it.
Man, his ability to start and stop is really impressive as a running back right there, because there was nowhere to go. I mean, it was a wall of defenders and mashed up O-linemen, and he just kind of stops.
Yeah, when you're hesitating before you even get to the line of scrimmage, that's usually going to be a loss of yardage, but he turned it into a positive play. 3rd down and 6. Deer Park showing blitz. Now they're going to motion Hawkins out of the backfield. Deer Park slant route, incomplete. Threw it a little bit behind the wide receiver. Looked like number 10, Fincher.
Well, they had him too. That's just kind of a little snag concept is what we called it, where you run a curl route where the outside linebacker is, but you're running a bubble behind him. So if the outside linebacker expands with that bubble, you got the curl route basically, and you're relying on your other inside linebacker or safety to come down and make the tackle on the curl. So quarterback read it correctly, just wasn't able to execute it.
Now Clear Springs with a chance to flip the field a little bit. Parrish again, booting it away. Takes a Springs roll inside the 30 and going to be taking a hop out of bounds inside the 25. So with 2:09 to go, Deer Park with 2 timeouts. They also, Deer Park will receive the second half kickoff after Springs elected to receive to start the game.
I tell you what, their combination of running backs and just kind of the inside-outside run has gotten them some good chunk yardage. Quarterback run game here and there, but I feel like they're really kind of keying on Kieselhorst to keep it on some of that stuff. So
it's interesting. The only carry that Yamaz has tonight was the touchdown run. He hasn't really seen the field before or since that play. Brown gets the call here on 1st down. He winds his way through the 2nd level, picking up the 1st down and powers his way to the 37-yard line.
I was just about to say that when Brown is executing the way that he is running right now as kind of that power back, it kind of makes it hard to get other guys on the field.
42 yards on 5 carries so far tonight for Brown. Give it to him again, trying to get something along that right side. Jump cut. Gets up ahead to the 40.
He was like, come on, O-line, get on your horse, unhook the trailer.
It's a long way to run for those big fellas.
Oh, yeah, they hate stretch, they hate toss, I know that. But they're getting really good at running it.
2nd and 7. Martinez motions. Little misdirection. Pass complete. Paradise gets his first reception, but a flag thrown far side of the field.
They're going to have illegal man downfield as well, I believe.
Eligible receiver, 75, downfield, 5-yard penalty, down.
So when you have kind of those slow developing play action passes like that, especially if you're kind of rolling out, like I said, that's really hard for the O-line to make sure they're staying within that yard or two.
Ball pushed back to the 35.
It's unfortunate. That was a really well executed play right there. Our boy Paradise finally getting the ball.
2nd and 12. They go on the ground. Lay up the middle. Good cut. Now back. Bounces it. Crosses midfield. Wyatt Lay into Chargers territory. Takes a hit. Should be a late hit out of bounds as Lay goes down, but a flag thrown in the field of play near about the 40-yard line. Now he's going to run it up to about the Chargers 46.
I'm about to be talking bad about the referee right now. About to be talking bad about him.
Yeah, Lay was run out of bounds deep into the Deer Park bench.
This is a garbage call, I can already tell you, and I know Coach Flynn feels the same way. He's about to call it on the receiver downfield, I think.
Holding, number 8.
That is
Penalty being sported. From the spot of the foul.
I said I wasn't, but
Second down.
I'm staring at the receiver the whole time. What he did wrong was he threw his hands up. So he's blocking right here. He's not doing anything wrong, but he throws his hands up like he's done something wrong, and that's what got the call. Did you see something different?
Yeah.
You can talk bad about him now. Come on.
It's a harsh penalty downfield.
That was a bad call.
After a great run by Lay.
And the guy is a mile. The back judge, he's back here a mile from the play.
2nd and 3. Kieselhorst rolls pocket, has a man wide open. Pass complete to Martinez. Back into Chargers territory. Inside of a minute to go. Deer Park with 2 timeouts. Clock will stop momentarily.
Another good play design. And I tell you what, Kieselhorst rolling out to his left tonight has just been spot on, getting the shoulder back and making a great, just dead-on throw right there. And Trey Martinez flying down the field looking like he's going to go deep, but then he just breaks off the route, and he's wide open.
Martinez able to get out of bounds, too, so saves Deer Park a timeout.
Sure.
Kieselhorst, dangerous throw, a little bit behind Martinez, and that ball is jarred loose by Ware.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that I would really encourage Kieselhorst to do is some of his progressions. Like I said, he's kind of always looking for the deeper of the levels, if you will.
Yeah.
And he had I think it was Action Jackson right there, kind of in the flats, and nobody really around him.
2nd down to 10, 48 seconds left. Paradise and Schroeder to the bottom of your screen. Martinez going to motion that way as well. Saldana split out by himself, top of your screen. Deep drop, Kieselhorst up the seam.
Ooh, good catch.
Martinez going to the ground.
Call it.
And they're going to rule that one a catch. Down inside the 30. And Coach Flynn going to take his 2nd timeout, I believe. Thought I heard a whistle, yeah.
Yeah, again,
Deer Park, they have 1 remaining in half.
Despite the referee being against you, they've overcome that obstacle. Kieselhorst, I tell you what, he's been pretty lights out tonight. Really, just spot on, nice throwing, not leading his guys into some traffic. Like right there, if he throws that out in front of him, it could be danger right there.
Yeah, for sure.
But he puts it kind of like
great placement.
Right back hip area where he can slide down and make a sure catch.
Kieselhorst 7 of 14 tonight. Just a yard shy of 100 yards.
Man, it don't feel like 7 of 14, 50%.
Yeah.
I guess a couple of those deep passes.
So Deer Park going to have a new set of downs, 1 timeout to work with.
I tell you what, he'd be 100% if he was a check down master.
It's been open.
You don't want to be a check down master, I guess.
Deer Park. Saldana and Martinez.
Game clock operator, please place 40 seconds on the game clock. 40 seconds.
Deer Park going to get a little bit extra time added to it. Deer Park trying to build on this 7-0 lead here late in the first half. Again, they do receive the second half kickoff as well. Some big opportunity here in the final 40 seconds.
This is huge.
Schroeder lined up, bottom of your screen, just inside the numbers.
I'm looking at Paradise right here. Nope, he's in pass pro.
Kieselhorst goes in zone. His man's got a step and just out past Trey Martinez. Would have been 6.
Man, that deep crossing route that they really like to do with him came open late after he crossed the second hash, just off the fingertips. Max protected it. The back is doing a good job. Paradise coming across to help out.
2nd and 10, another deep drop. Kieselhorst loads up, has a man wide open inside the 10. It's Martinez, and he will scamper out of bounds inside the 5. Crowd wants a late hit. Martinez is slow getting up.
I tell you what, if he's injured, I would definitely be wanting a late hit here, because it was
Flynn
certainly
all the way out, about halfway across the field, and still marching.
It's okay to do that when your guy's down.
Yeah, going to check on.
You do that to go after a ref, you might be getting a trip to Austin later on. Explain why you got kicked out of a game.
Great design there. I mean, Trey was wide open. Another good, strong throw by Kieselhorst to get it to him.
Yeah, just really stepping into it. I mean, just putting the ball on the money this second quarter for sure.
Martinez comes up hobbling a bit as he was hit as he was going out of bounds. So Deer Park with just one timeout remaining. Burned one earlier this drive, used one early on in the game as well.
I think you're definitely running it on first down in that case.
Ball at the 6-yard line. Gamez checks back in. Got a touchdown run already tonight from about the same distance. First and goal, Deer Park trying to add to their lead. Hand it off to Gamez, straight ahead. Men at the line trying to fall forward. Takes it down just inside the 5 clock. Running quickly. Deer Park going to go with a little bit of tempo. Clock continues to run. Hit 15. Trying to get lined up. Another quick snap. Back on the ground. And Coach Renfro going to take Clear Springs' first time out of the half with 11 seconds to go.
Well, I really like that. Just they already had it planned right there. We're running on first down. Then we're going to hurry up and try and run another play right after it. You're saving a timeout. You're staying safe by running the ball. You force them to use a timeout, so you're still got a timeout left. So technically, you can run the ball here. If you're going downhill with it, call a timeout, and then make your choice on what you want to do.
The second and goal, ball right at the 5. So a lot of options here on the play call possibility with Deer Park, with having that timeout in their pocket, being at the 5. Again, first ever meeting between these two schools, and it comes when both of them in the same district. Battle for first place tonight.
Say some high stakes too.
Both teams 7-1. Both teams 5-0 in district. Second down and goal. Offset look in the backfield. Deer Park going to go heavy here. Now they shift. Both tight ends lined up along the left side. Stretch play. Play action. Has a man wide open. Paradise caught. Touchdown Deer Park with 8 seconds to go in the half.
Ooh, the naked boot. And he slips out underneath, man, wide open. Just, I'm going to use a new word. Gutsy call. But well executed, because.
And there was a defender back there, but Kiesel was able to get away enough.
The naked boot, man. That's scary. That defender reads it and puts you on your rear. Might be in a tough field goal situation.
Hurtado coming on. Extra point on the way, splitting the uprights, 14-0. Here on the gutsy play action call down near the goal line. Paradise wide open, and Deer Park with a 2-possession lead here late in the half.
Gushing a little bit about this Deer Park team and what they've kind of built up to throughout the season, because this is some really fun, good football to watch right now.
Deer Park goes 9 plays, 77 yards, just over 2 minutes taken off the clock. Capped off by the touchdown reception by Paradise. Paradise with his 7th touchdown catch of the season. Good for the team high.
He's a scoring machine. I've said it. And I'll continue to say it.
Yeah, he had a...
Out of how many catches he has this season, he's probably a majority of them have been touchdown catches.
Yeah, didn't get updated stats for the week, but going into that Brazoswood game, and he had a couple, but one of them went for a touchdown. He had 5 touchdown catches on, or 5 touchdowns on just 9 catches. So, yeah, he's about every other catch he makes goes for a score at this rate. 8 seconds to go. Deer Park trying to just get to halftime here. Carter from inside the 5. Going to fake the reverse this time. Huge hole, crossing the 30, stutter steps, stumbled his way out past the 35, and he's going to be brought down at the 40 as the clock hits 0. Well, what a first 24 minutes here at Abshire Stadium. Deer Park here at home in a battle for first place in district, and we head to the break. Deer Park with a 14-0 lead over the Clear Springs Chargers. And just about as good of a half as Deer Park has played throughout the whole year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, like I said, I was really just almost awestruck by just how clean, for the most part, it's been, and just really well executed on multiple levels. O-line, you got your defense. I mean, everybody is just the quarterback, just where his eyes are going, and just really nice throws. It's just, like I said, this is fun football to watch. And it's not like Clear Springs is not playing good football. They're playing good football too.
Deer Park, 251 yards of total offense in that first half, averaging over 7 yards per play. Springs on 29 plays, 145 yards of offense. But we hit halftime here at Abshire. Back with more here. You're watching Deer Park football on the Deer Network.
Proud Deer Park High alum, class of 2002. I grew up with Coach Flynn. We played baseball together. Now I'm an attorney in Houston, fighting to make our community safer. We've recovered hundreds of millions for injured people, from car wrecks to refinery accidents. Deer Park prepared me for the challenges I face today, and when you need help, I'm prepared to fight for you.
This is what we do, Danny. You got to see it to believe it. We deliver quality and quantity in every sub.
And a lot of them in vigor.
Just meats and cheeses.
But definitely some mojo.
Maybe.
Freshly sliced since 1956. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
It's time to live up to your promise. Have you heard about the Promise at San Jack Scholarship? The scholarship offers money to help cover books and tuition for high school graduates from the San Jacinto Taxing District. Go to sanjac.edu/promise to submit your pledge and application for a debt-free degree. San Jacinto College, we're changing impossible to I'm possible.
Thank you, Deer Park, for welcoming DAG Law Firm and trusting us for the past 2 years. We are still here for you and will always be right around the corner.
Community First DR is open 24/7 with little to no wait time. Our friendly medical team is standing by waiting to provide you concierge-level medical care. Caring for our Deer Park athletes is one of our top priorities. Community First DR is conveniently located on Highway 225 and East Boulevard. Community First DR is committed to putting your health, your community, and you first, every day.
In 1928, Shell moved to Deer Park and started operations the next year. This was the beginning of a lifelong partnership. Over the decades, the site and community have grown together and stepped up to the challenge time and again. Today, Shell Chemicals proudly produces the building blocks to transform our modern world. They give us the clothes we wear and the gadgets we enjoy. As our employees give back to the community, products made with chemicals care for us too. They help us see better and improve hygiene. Our site creates jobs and helps bring the community together, while chemical building blocks keep us connected, both virtually, physically, and inside our homes. Chemicals help make our world better, beginning right here in Deer Park, the birthplace of Texas.
Community First DR is open 24/7 with little to no wait time. Our friendly medical team is standing by waiting to provide you concierge-level medical care. Caring for our Deer Park athletes is one of our top priorities. Community First DR is conveniently located on Highway 225 and East Boulevard. Community First DR is committed to putting your health, your community, and you first, every day.
Okay, so take this right. Now pull into that parking space. Now put the car in park.
Great, thanks so much.
It's my lunch break.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Order now at Wingstop in Deer Park, 7730 Spencer Highway.
I'm a proud Deer Park High alum, class of 2002. I grew up with Coach Flynn. We played baseball together. Now, I'm an attorney in Houston, fighting to make our community safer. We've recovered hundreds of millions for injured people, from car wrecks to refinery accidents. Deer Park prepared me for the challenges I face today, and when you need help, I'm prepared to fight for you.
This is what we do, Danny. You gotta see it to believe it. We deliver quality and quantity in every sub.
And a lot of them in vigor.
Just meats and cheeses.
But definitely some mojo.
Maybe.
Freshly sliced since 1956. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
It's time to live up to your promise. Have you heard about the Promise at San Jack Scholarship? The scholarship offers money to help cover books and tuition for high school graduates from the San Jacinto Taxing District. Go to sanjac.edu/promise to submit your pledge and application for a debt-free degree. San Jacinto College, we're changing impossible to I'm possible.
Thank you, Deer Park, for welcoming DAG Law Firm and trusting us for the past 2 years. We are still here for you and will always be right around the corner.
Community First DR is open 24/7 with little to no wait time. Our friendly medical team is standing by waiting to provide you concierge-level medical care. Caring for our Deer Park athletes is one of our top priorities. Community First DR is conveniently located on Highway 225 and East Boulevard. Community First DR is committed to putting your health, your community, and you first, every day.
In 1928, Shell moved to Deer Park and started operations the next year. This was the beginning of a lifelong partnership. Over the decades, the site and community have grown together and stepped up to the challenge time and again. Today, Shell Chemicals proudly produces the building blocks to transform our modern world. They give us the clothes we wear and the gadgets we enjoy. As our employees give back to the community, products made with chemicals care for us too. They help us see better and improve hygiene. Our site creates jobs and helps bring the community together, while chemical building blocks keep us connected, both virtually, physically, and inside our homes. Chemicals help make our world better, beginning right here in Deer Park, the birthplace of Texas.
Community First DR is open 24/7 with little to no wait time. Our friendly medical team is standing by waiting to provide you concierge-level medical care. Caring for our Deer Park athletes is one of our top priorities. Community First DR is conveniently located on Highway 225 and East Boulevard. Community First DR is committed to putting your health, your community, and you first, every day.
Okay, so take this right. Now pull into that parking space. Now put the car in park.
Great, thanks so much.
It's my lunch break.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Order now at Wingstop in Deer Park, 7730 Spencer Highway.
I'm a proud Deer Park High alum, class of 2002. I grew up with Coach Flynn. We played baseball together. Now, I'm an attorney in Houston, fighting to make our community safer. We've recovered hundreds of millions for injured people, from car wrecks to refinery accidents. Deer Park prepared me for the challenges I face today, and when you need help, I'm prepared to fight for you.
This is what we do, Danny. You gotta see it to believe it. We deliver quality and quantity in every sub.
And a lot of them in vigor.
Just meats and cheeses.
But definitely some mojo.
Maybe.
Freshly sliced since 1956. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
It's time to live up to your promise. Have you heard about the Promise at San Jack Scholarship? The scholarship offers money to help cover books and tuition for high school graduates from the San Jacinto Taxing District. Go to sanjac.edu/promise to submit your pledge and application for a debt-free degree. San Jacinto College, we're changing impossible to I'm possible.
Thank you, Deer Park, for welcoming DAG Law Firm and trusting us for the past 2 years. We are still here for you and will always be right around the corner.
Community First DR is open 24/7 with little to no wait time. Our friendly medical team is standing by waiting to provide you concierge level medical care. Caring for our Deer Park athletes is one of our top priorities. Community First DR is conveniently located on Highway 225 and East Boulevard. Community First DR is committed to putting your health, your community, and you.
And now we're proud to present the beautiful and talented Deer Park Deer Escorts dance team. Introducing the leadership team, beginning with the dance officer, Lieutenant Julia Andrews, Lieutenant David Allison, Lieutenant Michaela Bell, Lieutenant Maddie Carriega, Lieutenant Avery Holbrook, and our Colonel Ashley Blair. Our social officers are Executive Ariel Bell, Executive Mariana Clayton, Executive Isabel Marez, Vice President Jaden Willis, and President Brindley Bungalow. The Deer Escorts of the week are Gianna Gonzalez and Peyton Gerard. Spirit Girl of the week is Ariana Molina. Enjoy as the Deer Escorts perform a routine to Bad Guy. Conductors Award, Percussion Section. Guard Member of the Week, Camila Bracamontes. Section of the Week, Color Guard, Outstanding Officer, Aiden Crouch. Tonight, for your halftime entertainment, the Deer Park Band will perform their 2024 program, From Thorns to Roses. The band is under the direction of Gary Hebert, Paul Parkin, Alex Flores, and Keegan Crawford. The color guard director is Mackenzie Davidson. Executive Director of Fine Arts is Jason Bell. High school principals are Kirk Taylor, Yvette Powell, and John Wegman. Superintendent of Schools is Stephen Harrell. Please join me in wishing the Deer Park High School Marching Band good luck as they perform at Area Marching Contest tomorrow in Alvin.
Well, welcome back to Abshire Stadium, everybody. Mason Pratt here alongside Shane Creel. Deer Park and Clear Springs tonight. Both teams 5-0 in district, 7-1 overall for both. And Deer Park played about their most impressive 24 minutes of the entire season in that first half, and that's why they lead it here as we get ready to start the third quarter, 14-0 over Clear Springs.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. That has definitely been the best half of football we've seen from Deer Park as an overall product, and excited to hopefully see it continue into the second half and get 4 solid quarters this game, because they're going to need it. Clear Springs, well coached. You know, they went in there, made some adjustments of their own. Typically, we see Deer Park, who's well coached, make some really good adjustments.
Yeah.
Come out third quarter is usually their best quarter, so we'll see what we got here.
Short kick that is heading towards the sideline, takes a hop at the 10, and just how we started the first half. We're going to start the second half with kickoff penalty.
Didn't want Andre Jackson to have a chance at it, it looked like. But unlike Clear Springs, we will take the penalty yardage.
Deer Park outgained Clear Springs in that first half by over 100 yards. 250 yards of offense for Deer Park in the first half, 145 for Clear Springs. Deer Park going to have a first opportunity to add to that total. 1st and 10, ball at their own 30-yard line, led by the running game, who was just about every running back effective on the ground. Set all motions. Brown starts the drive, gets the carry. Looking for a hole along the left side, trying to turn the corner in a tough run. Getting tackled by the swarming Chargers defense. Brown maybe picks up a few inches on first down.
Yeah, that was everything in his ability there to get just the 1-2 yards right there, because there was nothing happening up front. They shut it down. He ended up having to bounce it.
Empty backfield. Lay now motions. Fake the give. Quarterback run. Weaving his way. goes Kieselhorst up ahead
Hey,
to
that's
about the 37.
pretty good vision there by Kieselhorst where he started to bounce it, but he sees the block. He sees that there's a defender outside, kind of slows his roll for a second and just turns it back upfield and gets positive yardage. It's really a little bit more of a patient run by Kieselhorst than what we've seen in the past with him just wanting to bounce and use those long legs and speed. So great veteran move right there.
Picks up 7, makes it 3rd and manageable here. Quick snap. Another run for Kieselhorst. Going to try and turn the corner, stretch it out for the 40. They're going to mark him down about a yard shy. And some pushing and shoving. Chargers defenders trying to just get out of that Deer Park pitch. But Kieselhorst a yard shy of the first down. And offense looks like they might stay out here on 4th and 1.
Terrible mark. They moved it back. How is, all right, I'm not going to talk about this guy, but the line judge on the opposite side looks like he adjusted this spot.
So they needed to just get past the 40. It's marked just inside the 40.
I know exactly why Coach Flynn is furious right now. His guy's not doing his job.
And Deer Park going to have to punt it away. They go 3 and out, and flag comes in, delay a game. Oh, there you have it. And I don't even think Clear Springs was convinced that Deer Park was going to punt. They're making a big substitution in terms of numbers after that penalty is marked off. I think they had probably most of their defense still out there. Well, Tunkara, who we didn't see a whole lot of towards the end of that first half, he is back deep inside the 20. Punted away, no flag. A lot of movement up front, but no penalty whatsoever thrown. Leads to a short punt. And officials, they're going to have to get control of this one. This one getting chippy already here early in the second half. Now a late flag thrown after all that. But motion, like all kinds of movement up front and the snap of that. And no penalty thrown on either side.
Say what you want to say, Mason. Say what you want to say. Talk about the refs. I don't want to be the only one. I agree with you.
Let's see what they mark off here following the late penalty.
It looked like just about everybody on the left side of the Deer Park offensive line moved before the ball got fired back there, and the D-line was moving at the same time. We got no flag. Gets the ball off.
So offsetting penalties.
Oh, that's a coward's call. Call it one way or the other.
Austin Ware tied up.
Now they can't even spot it right.
Yeah, they were spotting that ball on the Deer Park side of the 50. Now they're getting it corrected.
All right. One of the things you can't let happen is you can't let, you know, frustrations, whether it's opposing team or an opposing referee, cause you to play undisciplined. You got to keep doing what you did in the first half if you're Deer Park. Read your keys, fly around.
Chargers start their first drive of the second half at their own 38. They go on the ground. Hawkins stops, met at the line and driven backwards. Short run on the play. Adam White, of course, leading the way. Well, senior captain.
I tell you what, Adam White did a good job because he's a backside, outside linebacker right there. And what happens is it's kind of zone away from him, but he's taking the air out of the play the whole time, taking the air out of it so that when it does bounce out to him, he's right there to meet him.
Deer with a four-man front up front. Quick throw pass, nearly undercut, but it is complete to Carter White. Nearly got a hand on it. Well, close to the line to gain for Springs. I think even the chain gang thought that that was a first down, but it said 3rd and inches. Hawkins, the deep back, pistol set. They go to Hawkins. White coming down and crashing down, but not before Hawkins able to fall forward and pick up the Chargers' first down near midfield.
I tell you what, that underneath coverage is one of the things that you've seen Adam White really improve on through the season. And right there, I mean, it's a game of inches, and he was probably an inch away from picking that thing off.
New set of downs. Hawkins stays on it, running back, 1st and 10. Ball at the Chargers' 49. Salazar looking right. Quick throw, double move. Going to go deep downfield, looking for Carter. Chavez one-on-one. Great coverage downfield. Deer Park, they've been tested a few times deep tonight, and they have been able to rise to the occasion each time.
Yeah, he's step for step right there. Thinking one of the things maybe off air that I mentioned to you is, like, I like when they get into zone coverage versus that kind of man coverage look right there, because in the zone coverage you can see all those guys are looking for the ball the whole time. But right there he's doing a good job staying in step with him, inside hip and everything. So there's really nowhere to go with the ball. 2nd down at 10. Now they're going to motion Hawkins out of the backfield, but they keep it on the ground. Hosea following a block up front. And he just, with his burst, just pick up positive yardage so quickly on plays that don't look like there's a whole lot there, but just like that, he picks up 5. Yeah, just a little counter play right there where you're pulling kind of 2 guys. You got a kick guy and a wrap guy, and he's following it, and every single time he's falling forward. 3rd down and 5. Salazar hands it off. Hosea again looking for space, cuts upfield, taking it inside the 40. Another Chargers first down. Really needed a safety right there on that play, because it looks like that was well blocked up. I felt like the linebacker kind of filled his gap pretty nicely right there, but then you're a man short if you can't get your safety into the action on the back side of that. New set of downs for Springs. All at the Deer Park 38-yard line. 3 wideouts. Tunkara is split out as the man closest to that Springs bench. Andre Jackson comes up. They go back on the ground. Hawkins straight up ahead. Right into that teeth of the front 7 defensively for Deer Park. Hawkins going to pick up about 4 on first down. You can see a lot more dedication to the run right now with the Chargers. They've been having some success with it, and that's what's getting them down the field. Salazar, pistol set, quick throw, slant route behind him on the pass intended for Carter. Miscommunication there brings up 3rd down. Yeah, I don't just praised them on their commitment to running the ball right there, and thought they were going to keep it up on 2nd down. Getting, you know, chunks of 4 and 5 on first down really should encourage you, you'd think, to continue it. But here they are kind of going to this wide stacked receivers, trying to influence the safeties and outside linebackers, which they have. 3rd down. Salazar takes the snap, but a flag thrown. Looks like we got some movement up front. Deer Park will take that. Going to be backing up 5. Coach Flynn, he was out almost to the numbers with his, he was getting the motion ready for the ref if he looked over. The false start, hands twirling. 3rd down and 11. And certainly that area of the field, we've already seen Springs go for it 1 time on 4th down, or actually twice on 4th down tonight. Could go for it for a 3rd time if they get a good chunk here on 3rd and 11. 4 wideouts, 2 to each side. Salazar takes the snap, play action, fires over the middle, throws behind his intended target again. 4th down. He and Fincher have just not really been on the same page tonight. That's about the 2nd or 3rd time he's thrown behind. Yeah, you know, it's one of those things that it takes a lot. So Deer Park jumps into the really nice little zone shell out here with their secondary. and linebackers kind of flying around underneath like you would expect. But what happens when you're going to sit in a zone as a receiver, you can't always tell exactly where that zone is flowing and moving around you. So you think it's here. The quarterback can see where there's a little bit more open. He thinks that you'll feel it. And
Parrish again, rugby-style punt. Doesn't put a whole lot into it, but that will sail out of bounds.
Keep on running.
And they're going to mark this one off right at the 20. Thought a little bit more would have been marked off.
From their own 20-yard line.
Well, you've got higher expectations than I do. I'm just kidding. These guys got a really hard job.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do. And I've had the privilege of talking to some really good referees and umpires, and I tell them every single time, I would not want to do your job, man. It's tough.
And even despite all that,
you don't got all the replay that all the NFL guys got now, and so.
Kieselhorst with a good hole up the middle, weaving his way out past the 25.
Yeah, that might have been a blown play because that was kind of just really, you had O-linemen going different directions. One guy just literally stopped and turned and looked back like, hey, is someone following me? And Kieselhorst kind of does what he does best and just making something out of nothing maybe.
Picks up 5. Hand it off to Brown here, trying to turn the corner.
The corner.
Paradise out in front, got the first down, cuts back towards midfield and takes it into Charger territory. Great run by Brown.
Yeah, and I'm not going to give – I could not tell who that was on the end. I think it might have been the left tackle. See if we can see it right here. But he does a great job of that kind of shuffle slide, and he's got his guy locked up, and then as the back comes around, he lets go of him. So he's not kind of, extending his arms, getting called for a hold or anything. That was a really good job.
Yeah, looked like the left tackle, 71, the senior captain, Roberto Rodriguez, sitting and allowing Brown to turn the corner. Brown goes for 29, 1st and 10. At the Chargers 46, Martinez motions across. Play action, loads up, gonna go deep for Martinez.
Good Lord.
A lot of contact deep downfield, incomplete.
They're letting them play.
Douglas
letting them play.
Matched up one-on-one. A lot of hand fighting downfield with Martinez.
Yeah, that's tough on a receiver. Can't get both arms free to really pump them and run. He was tied up for, at least the last 10, 15 yards of his route right there. But you're not going to win them all.
2nd down and 10.
Pretty good sneaky coverage right there by the cornerback, too.
Quick little curl route, pass complete to Saldana, who breaks a tackle, breaks a couple tackles, and steps to about the, see where they mark him. They're going to mark him at the 36.
First down.
That'll be enough for a Deer Park first down.
Great job by Saldana. He comes back to the ball and immediately spins out of the tackle to get the extra yardage, enough for a first down. He's really, we don't get to call his name a ton, but when he makes plays, they're in crucial situations, like getting first downs like that.
Ball at the 36, both tight ends, Paradise and Calhoun in there. Along the left side, whistles come in. Flag thrown from the far side. Deer Park going to be going backwards here.
All start. 8 offense. 5-yard penalty. 8 first down.
And that's tough. It sounds like they called it on number 8, Schroeder, who was the wideout.
Oh, man.
On the far side of the field, going
Cardinal
away from the play.
You cannot do that.
1st and 15. Martinez motions into the backfield, fake the toss to him. Kieselhorst under pressure, just going to dump it off. Pass is complete. As Lay got it going to the ground and even took a little bit of an excuse me shot there on the back end. Number 12, Dickey coming.
Well, I tell you what, that was kind of the first check down that he's thrown, and it couldn't have come at a better time because he had guys all around him as a quarterback right there, and just almost wrapped up when he got rid of it.
Yeah, just a 1-yard pickup on the reception by Lay. 2nd and 14. Trips bunch far side of the field. Kieselhorst loads up, has a man open in and out of the hands as Martinez tried to go up and make the grab. Would have been enough for the Deer Park first down, but it goes incomplete.
Man, that was another good, I mean, that's a good throw right there by Kieselhorst. Can't really ask too much more from the quarterback than that right there. You got to hopefully go make a play. It's not the easiest catch, don't get me wrong, but as a receiver, you expect touch it with your hands, you're going to bring it in.
Another penalty pre-snap. 2 false start penalties on this drive after the big run by Brown had Deer Park feeling good about the drive, and now a 3rd and 19.
You can't allow those mistakes to become contagious like what seems to be happening.
4 wideouts, 2 to each side. Kieselhorst just going to go far side of the field. Pass is complete. Schroeder with the reception along the far side. Again, no penalty flag thrown, but Schroeder does a good job to make it.
Man, maybe it was the collar he got him by, but man, he sure whipped his head around, didn't he, when he took contact? Thought that was a little.
Schroeder picks.
See a replay maybe. That'd be
11 yards on the reception, makes it 4th and 8. Allows Deer Park to go for it here on 4th down, kind of no man's land. Motion Martinez in. Kieselhorst buying time under pressure, and he goes down.
Oof. It was
Number 12, Dickey, the linebacker.
Kind of one of those slow developing plays that you need maximum protection right there, and you got a leak. Once you get a leak, it's tough.
So 4:46 to go. Chargers defense holds on 4th down.
You don't want to start losing the field position battle. Right now, they're getting the ball back at the 45 when you've done such a good job to keep them on their end all game long.
Hosea, the running back, checks in. 1st and 10 for the Chargers. 3 wideouts, far side of the field. They go play action, quick throw. Pass intended for Tunkara. Takes a little bit of a shot. Pass sails out of bounds. Jackson, or no, actually Olgun coming over. And
yeah, that was a trap right there where they triggered Jackson kind of on the receiver screen, but they sent Tunkara up the field to try and hit in that hole. We used to call that a 2-ball. You want to get it out there real fast on a line, but the safety had time to get over to kind of give him a little bit of alligator arms maybe.
Empty backfield, Salazar, keeper up the middle.
Excuse me.
Brought down just shy of midfield, picks up 4. Third down, 6 to go. This crowd here at Hampshire starting to get on their feet a little bit. This defense, they have played well tonight. Trying to make another stop here on 3rd down. Jackson coming on the blitz. Picked up nicely. Salazar with time. Scans over the middle. Pass incomplete. Pass intended for field, but
you got to think that little bit of pressure that they're able to get when they're bringing it is just kind of making it a tough throw for Salazar, because he had a man right there with a low throw, unable to be brought in.
Salazar just 4 of 15 tonight for just 23 yards. And this is a Chargers team that they like to run it about 2 to 1 when it comes to rushing versus passing. Booting it away. Takes a big hit. Ball comes loose. Chargers going to jump on it. No fair catch signal was made. And it's going to cost Deer Park. Schroeder coming up on it. Didn't signal for it. Took a big hit. And just like that, a sudden change.
He has to have a chance to make the catch, though. He can't make contact before the ball gets there.
And maybe that's what the officials are discussing here.
Yeah. I certainly thought he got there. We're going to get a good replay right here.
close.
Don't look at it, refs. You're not allowed to look at the replay.
And 4 officials still talking about it. And I think this is going to stand with the original call.
Well, you certainly want an explanation.
And Coach Flynn out in between the numbers and the hash marks, at least explaining his side of things. So the game's first turnover comes here with 3:59 to go in the third. Chargers
with it. It was a bang-bang type of play. I think they may have gotten that one right, but as a Deer Park fan, certainly frustrated it didn't go your way that time.
Keeper by Salazar, met at the line of scrimmage. Wojtek and Contreras there to meet him. No gain on the play.
No gain on the play brings up second down at 10.
Both Hosea and Hawkins in the backfield. Hosea to his left, Hawkins to Salazar's right. Give is to Hawkins along the left side. Powers through the first wave and gets to the second level and fights down to the 11. Ball continues to get pushed forward.
I thought it was getting whistled dead.
Instead, they let that continue. It's actually going to be enough for the Chargers' first down.
Got to wrap up. Got to bring him down. He is a slippery back.
Springs with tempo. Loading up the line, another keeper by Salazar. He's met at the line. Wojtek there, but he's able to fall forward down inside the 5. Set up second and goal from about the 2 coming up. Again, Springs moving quickly, trying to get on the board here. Deer Park with that 14-0 lead. Second and goal. Salazar, again, keeper up the middle. Follows his blocks, gets to the end zone. Ball comes loose. Deer Park thinks they've recovered a fumble in the end zone. No signal yet. Official comes running in, trying to unearth the pile, and a late touchdown signal is made. Chargers get on the board here late in the third quarter. Touchdown run by Salazar. Fifth rushing touchdown for the quarterback on the season.
Yeah, I mean, a few crucial errors right there for Deer Park. Obviously, the special teams error you'd never want to see. But kind of there on the touchdown run, I would like to see the safety definitely walk up a little bit closer than where he was lined up, because when you're basically backed into your own end zone, there's not a lot of deep routes that he can go to. So as soon as you read run, you can get up into the
Clayton Smith's extra point through the uprights. It is back to a 7-point game. And here you get the touchdown run by Salazar. Boy, tough to tell. That ball very, very close to coming out.
I think it did come out, but in the end zone, they just ended up jumping on it is what happened there. So Coach Flynn, I think, is still upset about I think about the special teams play, possibly.
And for Deer Park, going to be important to not let, they've had some things kind of go against them here in the third quarter, is to not let that mushroom.
Right, you don't want to ever let the momentum and the energy switch sides, the pendulum swing, if you will. Got to keep that energy up, do what you've been doing so well. Nice balance on offense right here. Some good runs, kind of really give your defense a break after an extended defensive. I mean, should have been off the field and have to go right back out there on a short field, you know.
Little chip shot. Martinez from his own 20 looking for a lane. Crosses the 30. And Deer Park, that's where they're going to start their drive. Some more extracurricular after the fact.
No, I mean, right there, that Andre Jackson was just blocking right there, and this guy kind of went down. He did a great job of stopping when it's time to stop. Put his hands up to say it wasn't him. I always thought that was an admission of guilt to some degree. I always preferred they didn't do that, but.
Well, Deer Park needing to respond here. 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line. Hand it off. Action Jackson going to get his first call of the second half. Takes a big hit, and a little bit too big of a hit, in fact. Flag thrown. Parrish coming down and put a wallop on Braylon Aston Jackson.
I don't know what the penalty is for unless. I don't want to give him any ideas.
Non-flagrant targeting is the call going against Zach Parrish, the safety.
I have never. I'm.
I think Parrish is just as equally confused about the call too.
That's what you call running the alley as a safety. What he just did was textbook. I mean, running the alley is what he did. He met him right as he tried to turn the corner, and
maybe a little bit of a leading with the shoulder elbow, but not a whole lot, if anything.
I'm feeling for both these head coaches right now. Coach Renfro's out here past the numbers on his side. He's just as fired up as Coach Flynn was earlier on the special teams penalty.
So they're going to mark off the penalty. It'll be 1st down for Deer Park at their own 45. Sloppy 3rd quarter, you could say here.
On who's
just all game. Just the game overall in this 3rd quarter has been, just hasn't had a rhythm to it the way the first half did.
Were you saying that's because of the referees' calls?
Saying the penalties that are being called, and kind of start, stop, a lot of explanation, a lot of downtime in between.
Yeah, not able to get
the flags
into a good
being
flow.
Enforced. Fake the give to Lay. Kiesselhorst looking for somewhere to go, not anything. Great pursuit by the Chargers defense. They're going to hold Kiesselhorst to about a 1-yard loss.
That's one of the things you see about really good defenses. That your front 7, your D linemen, your linebackers. They're not going with the eye candy so much right now. So the quarterback run game has really been getting stuffed tonight, where they bring a guy across in the motion, and then you got a couple pullers coming back the other way. They're following those pullers to the ball.
Aston Jackson in motion. Kiesselhorst slings it downfield and short-armed it on the pass intended for Trey Martinez.
Yeah, that was probably a throwaway, if you will, because
defender.
He was getting a lot of pressure, and they were all covered up. So
3rd down. Paradise is going to come on. Freshman Calhoun will check out. 1:53 to go, 3rd quarter. Deer Park holding on to that 14-7 lead. Springs have gotten on the board here in the 3rd. Kiesselhorst starts right, comes back left. It's intercepted, and Springs strides in. Touchdown, Chargers. Josh Dickey had it read all the way. Kiesselhorst unwisely still let it fly.
Yeah, it wasn't just Kiesselhorst. It was first of all a great play by him. Second of all, they're setting up kind of a delay screen to the tight end there, and it's just maybe ill-advised, yes, but he didn't really sell the pass protection as much either. I mean, I watched him the whole time. When he subbed in, I'm thinking, oh, they're going to paradise. I was thinking a little bit more up the field to him in the seam area, trying to set in his zone or something, but he kind of pass sets like he's one of those O-linemen and then slowly kind of leaks out there, and he did not get enough space and really didn't sell the pass protection.
Well,
the safety in charge of him was on it immediately.
Deer Park 2 turnovers in the third, and it has cost them. That 14-point lead has evaporated. We are back to square one, knotted at 14 apiece.
Biggest thing right now, if you're a Deer Park coach and player, is you don't panic. You know what I mean? You say, hey, look, we had a 14-point lead. We can do that again by playing discipline. Read your keys, smart throws, get the running game going again. I mean, your running game has been very successful, just handing the ball off to running backs. The quarterback run game has been getting stuffed all night long. So I'm not saying you go away from it completely, but use it more sparingly as you would in the past probably.
Yeah, I mean, Gamez, Brown, even Wyatt Lay, downhill runs have been fairly effective tonight, and Andre Jackson going to get a chance from the 15 on the return. Hurdles a man, keeps it going, and going to be brought down shy of the 40.
What are we doing? All right, I'm going to say it. They just allowed a... Was that Wingo Dingo getting slung around literally by his face mask? No penalty call. Just away from the play. I cannot believe we didn't have anything.
Turned by Jackson. Deer Park starting this one at their own 39. Work to do now. Trying to build back a lead a little bit. Brown, the running back. Kieselhorst, little touch pass for Schroeder. Stops, tries to reverse field. And the Chargers defense playing with a lot of momentum.
They sure are. Those safeties are screaming up the field right now. And you need to put them back on their heels a little bit.
Parrish, number 4. From that safety position, coming down and making a play near the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10. Paradise motions. They go straight handoff for Brown. And this Chargers defense, all of them fired up. They're making plays right at the line of scrimmage. And Deer Park quickly looking at a 3rd down and long.
Need somebody to step up right here and kind of get, like I said, get that momentum shifted.
4 wide receiver set. Just going to throw it to Lay over the middle. Has lots of running room. Turns the corner, far side of the field. Lay going to be slung out.
There you go, right there. That's something on a 3rd and long. You dump it over the middle. They clear it out with the receivers, and the back just sneaks out of the backfield. Nobody covers them.
Down to the Chargers, 43, new set of downs. He was running sideways, and I was thinking, just get upfield, get the 1st down. But he was able to turn that corner.
Yeah, he sure was. If you go sideways, you better get it.
Saldana motions, but they go on the ground. Brown met in the backfield, slung down, staying on his feet, takes a big hit. A 2-yard loss on the play, but that one got blown up early on. Like number 23, Aiken Wells, the linebacker, making first contact.
Yeah, he read that thing immediately. I mean.
2nd and 12 from the Chargers 45.
What are we doing?
And another flag comes in. right as the third quarter expires. And another flag comes in there because Springs has a player who is not even active for the game, no helmet and in street clothes, coming all the way out on the field.
Can't be offsetting then. Well, I'm a little surprised it's taken this long. The referees have not gotten a hold of this game. They've allowed certain things to go on that have absolutely should not have been allowed to go on.
Yeah.
You had Dingo getting, I mean, absolutely spun around like a 6-year-old with his dad a mile away from the play, and that was a precursor to this right here. If you're going to allow these types of things to happen, then the kids are going to start taking advantage of it. But I will tell you one thing that needs to happen. They're over there getting their crowd hyped up and fired up and stuff like that. This Deer Park crowd needs to start getting riled up on this side for Deer Park as well.
Got a lot to sort through here. Here in the final moments of this third quarter. The referee still talking about it. You have multiple flags out on the field. You have an official's hat.
Look at this guy, the gimp that ran out on the field, threw his Letterman jacket back onto the field. And we got.
Well, 33 Brown, I think he has been ejected. He's walking up the ramp and back towards the Deer Park Fieldhouse.
Well, you can't do that. I mean, I probably agree with it. Absolutely cannot let your emotions take over that way. And there needs some serious repercussions on both ends right here.
This could be a lengthy explanation coming up.
Dead ball, personal foul, number 33, offense. Player has been ejected.
Whoa!
And that's it?
That is it. That is unbelievable.
I don't know how you have that many flags on the field and an official's hat on the field, and that's the only thing that's going to get called out of all of that. You had number 7 for Clear Springs, who's not even dressed out, all the way out at midfield, and apparently that's not a penalty.
Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that.
That is shocking. And what would have been, and what still should be, a second down at 12. The box along the far sideline saying third down. Ball pushed back to the Deer Park 40. That's how we're going to start the fourth quarter here. Kieselhorst, play action, under pressure, pocket collapsing, and Kieselhorst going to go down back at the Deer Park 31. And it should still be.
Well, the penalty was a dead ball penalty after the play, so I'm thinking.
Well, you had Brown, who got tackled for the 2-yard loss, and that was going to be the final play of the third quarter, no?
I'm still.
4th down and 35. Deer Park having to punt it away, and Tunkara going to get his first touch. Fields the punt return, breaks through the first wave, and look out. Tunkara on his first touch of the game, going to go down the sideline. Flag is thrown on the back end of it as Tunkara goes down to the Deer Park 25. You got multiple flags back that are probably going to going to negate this. A third one at about the Deer Park 48. Goodness gracious. So Tunkara's punt return negated on the holding call going against Darren Bolden.
He was kind of slow moving after that. I wonder if he's going to be back in the lineup here. He's got a little bit of a banged up knee we saw in the first half, but no, he's limping out.
Still without a catch tonight. Getting underway here in the fourth quarter, tied at 14. And it should be from where the spot was. I feel like even the 30 is generous. Chargers with a chance to take a lead for the first time tonight. 1st and 10 from their own 30. Hosea, the running back. Hawkins now motions into the backfield. Quarterback run for Salazar. We've seen that formation tonight, and great pursuit by the Deer Park defense. Number 96, Carter Wildman, coming down and holding Salazar to just a 1 yard gain.
Great defensive stop right there. The front line did an excellent job. I tell you what, the Chargers are pretty lucky right there. The back that went into motion and came and got set before the ball was snapped, he was certainly starting to rock forward and into his stance. So you got to be, if you're a back when you're doing that, you got to make sure you're not going back forward again when the ball is snapped. Not called.
Salazar takes a deep drop, 2nd down, loads up, fires deep downfield, and overthrew Fincher. One-on-one, had a step on Olgun, but that goes incomplete. 3rd down and long coming up for Springs.
Pretty nice route concept right there with the zone defense, and Olgun is having to cover a lot of ground right there to try and get back over the top.
Tunkara, he's not moving with a lot of speed, almost a decoy out there. 3rd down and 10. Deer Park crowd trying to get loud. And Coach Renfro going to take his first time out of the half. Play clock was winding down. Deer Park 9 penalties tonight for 89 yards. Clear Springs 7 penalties for 89 yards.
Well, the last one was
should have been at least a couple more, you would think.
Well, the big hoorah that was with the, I guess, fighting and scuffle and all that, whatever. That was mind blowing that it wasn't. It was just one guy got called. And we had all kinds of illegal activities.
Yeah, I just don't understand how you have an official who's looking at a player who is not active, coming all the way out at midfield, looking at him, throwing his hat, telling him to get back towards the sideline, doesn't result in a penalty whatsoever. That's mind blowing. 3rd down and 9 for Springs. 10:19 to go. Deer Park defense trying to get a stop. That would energize this crowd and this team.
Yeah, got our crowd is into it on this 3rd down.
3 wideouts, near side. Deer Park shows blitz. They come with it off the edge. Salazar looks towards the blitz. Pass is complete to Carter. Tries to extend for the 1st down. And he is just going to get it by about a half yard or so.
Really good route by him. I mean, just slamming on the brakes, coming back to the ball, and then turning back up the field. Such a hard route to cover as a cornerback because you're protecting the home run ball, but man.
Just the 5th completion by Salazar tonight. Salazar now on the keeper, stacked up at the line, now tries to extend it out, and he's going to be brought down inside the 40. Jackson there able to stretch it out along with
Yeah,
like number 21, Contreras.
Yeah, that was a great job there by everyone kind of swarming to the play. Jackson finishing him off. But D-line's moving and running and creating piles, and then Contreras and Jackson.
Right through a block.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was Contreras. Great job. 2nd and 12. And Adam White going to go out and play a little bump coverage on Tunkara, bottom of your screen. They're going to roll away. Another little curl route. Pass is skied for and caught. Carter. Another first down reception. 2nd of this drive.
I don't think I'm going to be wasting one of my linebackers on messing with Tunkara because he is not moving right now very quick.
Yeah, he's
now, who knows? It could be playing possum, as they say, and he's getting ready to take off.
All on the Deer Park side of things. 1st and 10 at the 48, back on the ground. Hawkins along the left side, submarined, but he picks up about 8 yards on first down. Chargers going with tempo. Deer Park trying to make some substitutions along the D-line quickly, but Springs still not set. Fincher late getting lined up. 2nd and short. Hawkins stays in the block. 2nd down. Salazar looking for the home run ball. It's not there. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 44.
Great job on the back end back there with the coverage, because that was a little sluggo, a little slant and go, trying to get a home run ball to him. Really good coverage, and so he's got nowhere to go with it, and he has to pull it down and see what he can do on his feet.
Like Okanola, the one that got there from that defensive end spot, able to wrap him up. 3rd down and 5, ball at the Deer Park 43.
Tell you what, Chavez might have the harder matchup right now, and he's doing a great job.
Deer Park brings 4.
Wrap up.
Hawkins wrapped up, but still fights forward and gets positive yardage.
I tell you what, that
to the
5'8", that 5'8" really helping him, because he ducked right under a second man to try to wrap him up, and I mean, it was like
4th down, 2 to go. Making some package substitutions here are the Chargers, trying to convert on a 4th down. Deer Park late arrival defensively, and Deer Park going to have to take a timeout as they were trying to get the right personnel on.
Yeah.
7:33 left to go in the ball game. Chargers 1 for 2 on 4th down tonight, but just 5 of 14 on 3rd down.
Field position. I mean, you get this, that's huge. You don't, you're giving Deer Park a great opportunity, great field position.
Deer Park still with about 100-yard advantage of offense tonight. Deer Park 53 plays, 321 yards. Springs 53 plays for 225.
Well, I tell you what, their defensive adjustments at halftime by the Chargers has been significant, because most of that all came in the first half.
Yeah, only about 70 yards of offense for Deer Park here in the 2nd half. In fact, they had 251 at the break. So 70 right on the nose. 4th down and 2. And they're going to load it up. Big boy, number 99, lining up in the backfield. 6 foot, 270. Going to lead the way. No play action. Salazar under pressure. Andre Jackson brings him down at the 45.
He came off the edge from the get-go, and I mean, it was, boost, turbo, all of it, and he was screaming down the backside of the line of scrimmage right there. Great job. Good call by Coach.
Huge defensive play.
I'll tell you another thing. Chavez right there, he didn't have the easiest maneuver to try and get back into coverage, because when they motioned and they slipped him out into the flats there, he literally did a 180 spin move to try and turn, flip his hips, and get back into coverage, and he did. He got into coverage, stayed over the top, so there was no one to throw to, and by then it was too late. Andre was on him.
Aston Jackson lines up in the backfield. He'll get the call. Weaves
field.
his way, and Aston Jackson scampers to the Chargers 45.
Yes, sir. I mean, I like the change of pace that he brings to the game, man. just a quick, fast hitter whenever he gets the ball. And like I said, right here, you'll see him put his foot in the ground. Boom, whoop, up the
Goes
field.
right by Parrish, 9 yards on first down. Sedal motions into the backfield. Delayed draw for Lay. Has a good hole along the right side. Takes it deeper into Chargers territory, inside the 40.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it, Coach. The run game is moving them. The O-line is getting pumped up. That's what you really want to see. When your O-line starts getting fired up and they know they can come off the ball and just go straight at someone to go block them, I mean, it does a lot for the morale. It does a lot for just energy, and really want to see that continue.
Lay with an 8-yard pickup. First and 10 at the 37. Martinez in motion. Kieselhorst finds a little bit of a lane. Picks up about 4 yards on first down.
Kind of a counter option run pass right there where it looked like he had maybe have an option to throw it if he wanted to. Pulls it down with the counter pullers, and positive yards for him right there.
Coming up at the halfway point of this fourth quarter, knotted at 14. Another little counter. Lay, good push by the offensive line. He takes it down inside the 30, close to the first down line, depending on the spot.
Nice, I mean, just really good, hard running right there. I mean, you love the way he gets over there to the edge. He could kind of bounce it if he wanted to towards the cornerback, but there's no point. If I get my head upfield and just lower my shoulder pads, get that extra yard or two right there.
Third down.
Corners don't want to come up and make real tackles on running backs, trust me.
Third down and a yard to go. Gamez comes back on. First time we've seen him this half. He'll get the call. Straight ahead, follows blockers along the right side, spinning his way down inside the 20. This is where they had so much success in that first half, just power running game, and Clear Springs wasn't able to really handle it, and now here in the fourth.
Keep the same package in, yeah, absolutely. Keep that package in and keep running right at them, because it feels like when you run right at them like that, they don't like that nearly as much as when you try and get fancy and do some of the play action and give them time to really get running upfield at your quarterback. This stuff right at them, into the teeth of them.
Back on the ground, Gamez looking for a hole along the left side, not
miss
there.
Block. Couldn't tell who that was, but somebody slipped right underneath the block and made a nice stop. I think it might have been number 12 or 14. The kind of that 14 plays what I consider a he's like a linebacker, but playing at a monster safety depth, and he kind of roams around at like a little deeper position than a normal inside linebacker.
Yeah.
But it gives him a lot of wiggle room as an athlete to move around and make plays.
Second and 10. Going to try and use the speed of Martinez, looking for somewhere to go. Not a whole lot there. Just going to try and take what he can as he gets down to the 16.
Yeah, I mean, that was a smart move by him. I thought he was going to try and keep stringing it out, but he would have put the blocker in a real tough position. Calhoun was out there driving a guy, kind of locked up with him. If he tries to bounce outside of him, it puts Calhoun basically into a holding position. So he cut inside of it and, you know, got a yard or whatever it was right there. But
third down and 8, and Andre Jackson has checked in offensively. He's going to be lining up in the slot to the bottom of your screen. Big third down, largest third down of the night. 3:30 and counting, and now Deer Park going to take their second timeout with just under 3.5 to go.
A little bit of miscommunication between Calhoun and Jackson. Looked like they didn't know kind of their split and who was going to line up on the ball. So give them an opportunity to iron it all out real quick, but you'd burn another timeout.
Well, Deer Park had jumped out to a 14-point lead in the first half. Clear Springs used a couple of Deer Park turnovers in the third to get back in it, including a pick six by Josh Dickey that tied things at 14. And it has been a slugfest ever since. Third down, 8 to go, ball at the Chargers 16. looking for the best play they got in the playbook.
Well, yeah, so 3rd and 8 on a short field really kind of narrows down your play calling ability because.
Well, after the timeout, they do not have Andre Jackson out on the field. Instead, they have Wyatt Lay at running back, Schroeder, Trey Martinez, Paradise out there, and Sedal, who will split out top of your screen. Shotgun formation, 3rd down, 8 to go. Lay, the running back. Kieselhorst gets the signal from the official. And a movement up front from that right tackle spot. 10th penalty on the night. And about the 4th or 5th pre-snap penalty.
Start getting tired, it gets harder and harder. Really praised them for eliminating a lot of the pre-snap penalties, but now.
Schroeder motions, lining up in the slot. 3rd down and 13. Kieselhorst slings one, end zone. Pass is going to be incomplete. Looking for Martinez in the end zone. Dangerous job by the defensive back trying to undercut that one. Looked like number 24, Douglas. And Deer Park going to try for a long field goal to retake the lead. Hurtado already 0 for 1 tonight.
This one looks like it's going to be a little further than the other one, huh?
Yeah.
Or right at the same?
I think he missed about a 30-yarder back in the first half. This one going to be about 38 from the left hash. Hurtado to give Deer Park the lead again. Hold is down. Hurtado's kick on the way, and it is good. Wow. Hurtado, clutch. (17-14), Deer Park back on top. That matches a season-long made by Hurtado.
Yeah, he seems to have plenty of leg to get it there a lot of times, and that one was pretty dang accurate.
.321 left, Deer Park.
He's kind of been an unsung hero all the way around with the special teams. His punting has been really solid tonight, really flipping the field and helping out the defense. So that's something you just don't get enough praise for.
Yeah, 4 punts tonight. 155 yards, good for about almost 39 yards per punt. 2 of them down inside the 20.
Well, right here, kickoff coverage. I mean, I would like this thing to be out of the back of the end zone, basically, but you got to be disciplined. You got to stay in your lane. Eye control. They're going to either fake the pitch, reverse, or they're going to hang on to it.
Carter and Tunkara back deep. We've seen them at least show that reverse every time it's been those two back deep. Line drive kick. Tunkara into his own end zone. Going to show the reverse again. Going to be kept by Tunkara. He's got a big lane out past the 25. Another flag comes in, and he will hurtle out of bounds. Takes a hit as he goes out. He's a little bit slow to get up, and this one.
Yeah, I think we're either going to have a block in the back or maybe a low block on the something that they did for sure.
It's a safe bet when it's a kickoff.
Yeah, block in the back, okay.
So they're going to mark it off from the 15, half the distance to the goal. 3:15 to go. Chargers with 2 timeouts. And with
Tunkara is not in.
Yeah, with With how limited he has been, I was actually surprised that he didn't hand that off on the reverse. So no Tunkara, 4 wideouts, 2 to each side. Salazar. Hawkins is the running back. Team's leading rusher tonight with 14 carries and 86 yards. He'll stay in the block. Quick throw by Salazar. Incomplete. Out of bounds. The one time it seems like he and Fincher were able to connect. This one goes out of bounds.
Yeah, they thought maybe they might just hand this ball off. They're getting a lot of wide splits out here with the outside linebacker. You basically only got about 5 guys in the box. But
Hosea checks in. They're going to fake the give to him. Salazar again.
Ooh,
Curl route
good
pass.
job.
Batted down at the line.
Yep.
Incomplete. And just like that, the Chargers with a 3rd and long coming up.
You can feel that momentum. The energy kind of is swung back towards Deer Park. The defense is hyped up right now. Crowd's hyped up. Just got to make sure you stay disciplined in everything you're doing.
Crowd on their feet. 3rd down and 10. Chargers backed up at their own 7. Twins to each side for Salazar. Looks right. Has time. Just going to go deep downfield, airing it out, looking for Carter, and it is caught.
Wow.
And around midfield, skied for it, one-on-one against Chavez, and he goes up and makes the catch.
Well, that's what they been hoping to get. They finally got one, and it was not bad coverage by Chavez. Just the bigger receiver went up and got it.
Just like that, Chargers at the Deer Park 45. They go on the ground. Hawkins along the right side, 2nd level and more, picks up the 1st down. Down to the Deer Park 33. Clock will stop with 2:44 left. As they reset the chains, it'll get going again.
That's
now,
the one thing you gotta see how wide they're playing the outside linebackers. The safeties are back there at 10 yards deep. They read run, they got to come up fast. Safety's got to get up there in it.
Quarterback keeper by Salazar takes it just inside the 30. Ball at the 29. Clock continues to run. Chargers taking a little bit longer, getting the call in. Feel like they're in a good spot. Tunkara has checked back in, lined up, bottom of your screen. Stacked wideouts down that way. Salazar now motions a man out. Now they get a mismatch. Contreras on Tunkara, under pressure. Salazar over the middle, wide open. It's caught. Hurdles a man.
He fumbled.
Ball comes loose. Deer Park recovers.
No,
they're going to
way!
it down. What?
There's no way. No. He was in the air. He's in the air.
Why do you blow it dead?
You can't blow it dead, sir.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No.
Great throw by the quarterback, Salazar. He's wide open, but you'll see right here at the end, he's in the air. The ball is, man.
And everyone in this stadium.
And I'll tell you what, the referee doesn't want to take control. He wants to let the guys finally work it out, and he'll go listen to them. He's got to go at some point, set his foot down and say, guys.
Officials talking about it in the end zone.
Inadvertent whistle is the only correct call you can make right here. Turnover.
That ball is out. That
Yes,
ball is
they know
out.
it. Tell you what, I wouldn't want to be the official that comes to try and explain it. There we go.
That is the correct call.
Yes. And
100%.
the bad part is that we had an inadvertent whistle. It's going to give Deer Park the garbage field position because of that.
Yeah, there was a return on that probably might have even gone to the house, but the whistle. And Olga knocking that ball loose.
Put his helmet right on it.
And it looks like Chavez recovered it, and he was off and running.
Yes, and that's the worst part right there, is that despite them getting the call correct, you put your offense in just a, I mean,
and they're gonna.
You don't want to. I don't want to complain. They got it right. But man alive, what do you do about that inadvertent whistle? And they put the ball on the 1 yard line.
I don't know if it was inadvertent. I think it was
intentional,
but just wrong.
It was certainly intentional, but.
And Tenkara's his lone catch tonight would have been setting the Chargers up inside the 5. Instead, coughs it up. And man, Deer Park with what would have been a convoy on the recovery. But they'll settle for possession. 1st and 10, ball at the 2 yard line. Kieselhorst, Gamez the running back. More whistles come in and a pre-snap penalty. Checking my heart rate monitor right now.
Yeah, how do you do that? I've got one of those watches. What do I click on? I don't want to know what mine is.
So center going to be called for the false start. I was sitting at 112 a few minutes ago, right around the time that ball came loose.
It's measuring. I'm at 99.
It's probably come down a little bit from what it was.
93.
My goodness. Ball at the 1 yard line. Springs going to stack the box. Hand it off. Gamez finds a hole and more. Out past the 10. Picks up the first down.
Huge.
Gives Deer Park breathing room.
Huge.
Clock will start running again after they reset the chains. Inside of a minute and a half to go. Springs with just 2 timeouts.
Not going to use them.
Play clock at 10 seconds. Deer Park still in the huddle. And Deer Park might have to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And that's what Coach Flynn will do with a minute 12. Well, the other big matchup here in 24-6A, Dickinson fell behind early to Clear Falls 14-0, but they've flipped that switch 62-28. Gators on top. 4th quarter action over there. So those are the 4 likely teams heading to the playoffs based on the standings coming into tonight's games.
I know Dickinson was probably pretty salty with their loss to Clear Springs.
Yeah, again, they fell behind early, had to battle back. I believe 34-28 the final. Chargers were able to hold on, but so this one tonight, a battle for first place. First and 10 for Deer Park at their own 16-yard line. Minute 12 to go. Deer Park out of timeout. Springs with a couple in their pocket, trying to get a couple of defensive stops. Give their offense a little bit of time to work with. Back on the ground, Gamez straight ahead. First contact made by Austin Ware, and Gamez going to lose a couple. That will Trigger Coach Renfro to take the Chargers' second timeout. Deer Park tonight, 372 yards of offense. 205 on the ground. And Christopher Brown, the team's leading rusher on the night, was ejected back at the end of the third quarter. Finished the night 10 carries for 73 yards, but Wyatt Lay has been effective, 5 carries for 42. Gamez with 6 carries, 29 yards and a touchdown. Braylon Aston Jackson with a few touches, 3 carries for 20. Kieselhorst on the ground tonight, 11 carries for just 39 yards. Deer Park second down at 12. Looks like Paradise will line up in the backfield, standing to Kieselhorst's left. Gamez, the running back. Now they shift heavy to the right side. And they go that way. Gamez looking for somewhere to go. Gets upfield, positive yardage, gets a push by his offensive line. Look at the rugby pile move, continue for the first down. That should put this one away. What an effort by the offensive line.
No joke. You love to see that when the big guys, I mean, they've gotten fired up a few times tonight, but right there, I mean, that was just, hey, he had a nice little move at the line of scrimmage and kind of hopped and got piled on, and they were like, we're going to keep this party rolling. Every one of them getting in on it right there. You love to see that. Very happy for the big guys.
And the crowd, they feel it. .53 seconds to go, but clutch running plays down the stretch when Deer Park was backed up at their own 1-yard line following the turnover. First down at 10. Deer Park just a couple of kneel downs away from sitting atop 24-6A.
Man, we knew it was going to be a fight, and it certainly was, but what a night for Deer Park to just put it all together.
Kieselhorst takes a knee. Clear Springs doesn't look like they're going to take their final timeout, at least not yet.
A few bumps in the road, a few mistakes, but they're able to overcome that. And, I mean, you get a few lucky breaks too, right?
Yeah, and even the coaching staff fired up because Deer Park knocks off Clear Springs. 17-14 the final, and just a slugfest throughout the night.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a really fun game to watch. Both two talented teams. You know, Clear Springs is going to go on and do what they do. I mean, that was just a really well-fought game.
And that's one of the biggest program wins for Deer Park that I can remember in the now 10 years I've been calling games. I don't know if I can think of one much bigger than this one.
Yeah, Clear Springs certainly, I felt like probably on paper had some momentum coming into this, and they had just knocked off Dickinson, who's going to be another big fight for Deer Park at the final game of the regular season. But man, I talked to a few people around the area and Houston area, and you say, "Ooh, Clear Springs, they're so good, all this and that." I say, "Yeah, Deer Park's gotten better and better each week as they've gone along." And, that's just a really good feeling if you're a player, especially as a coach, to see the progression throughout the season.
What a win. What a win. Hurtado coming on late in the fourth with what would end up being the game-winning field goal. 38-yarder from the left hash. And the Deer Park defense, they bent a little in those final moments, but they popped that ball loose, recovered it.
Yeah, a couple of big plays on both sides of the ball. But that right there, man, it was just, can't ask for better timing on a big play to go your way, man. And also KPRC in the building, so if you want to watch recap or the Deer Park boys on Channel 2, you could do that a little bit later on. But Deer Park with a monumental win here tonight. They now sit alone atop 24 6A, moved to 8-1 on the season, 6-0 in district, with a hard-fought but well-deserved 17-14 win over Clear Springs. I will say one last thing. This game, especially the first half, this game gives me the most positive attitude thinking about postseason at this point that I've had for a Deer Park season, because it's always a tough fight that first round of the postseason. This right here, just the execution, the way that they played throughout the game, but especially that first half. If you can do that all game long, oh my goodness, that's a solid team right there.
And Deer Park getting to celebrate tonight. 17-14 the final over Springs. 8-1 on the year. Sets up a big matchup next week on the road versus Dickinson. Gators picked up a win tonight, so both teams actually Deer Park undefeated. Dickinson with one district loss. Trying to get a share of a district title, but Deer Park gonna try and go. And with both teams going Division I, you want to win that one not only for the district title, but that means you get to host that playoff game.
Home field advantage.
But what a fun one tonight. Deer Park and all their fans, they get to leave happy. 17-14 in the final score. Thank you so much for watching Deer Park football on the Deer Network. For Shane Creel and everybody here at the Deer Network, Mason Pratt here signing off. And you can listen to us next week on the road down there in Dickinson, but I advise you make the road trip because it's going to be a fun one next week. We'll see you then.